Frankie from Flatbush rides the Brooklyn line. Got a swagger sharp like a vintage wine. Everybody knows his name from porch to stoop. Hustling dreams in every loop. In the park he struts, hits the handball wall. Echoes hear the stories when the shadows fall. Got 1,000 tales and a confident grin. On the streets of Flatbush where legends begin. Frankie from Flatbush got the city glow, lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go. Bodega lights flicker when Frankie's near. He's got the rhythm, everybody cheers. Corner talks and sidewalk chalks his fame. In the Flatbush breeze you'll hear his name. Underneath the subway on the magic's real. Frankie's moves got that electric feel. From Atlantic Avenue to the urban hill, Flatbush Frankie's giving you a thrill. Frankie from Flatbush got the city glow, lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go.
Mic check, mic check.
When Frankie's near,
Mic check.
lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go. Frankie from Flatbush got the city glow, lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go.
All right, mic check, mic check. Let me know in the chat if you can hear and see me okay. Let me know if you can hear and see me okay. Microphone check, microphone check. Let me know if you can see me and hear me okay in the chat. We are here for the Sunday night football playoff game. We got some more playoffs. Yeah, got the playoffs. We have to take a look at these Washington Commanders. We got to take a look at these Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's see what Baker Mayfield can do. Let's see what Jayden Daniels can do. Let's see what these people can do in the playoffs. Yeah, playoffs. John Carmen, Mike Good. Okay, thank you, John. Good to see you. Harlan, good to see you as well. So now when I take that away, now the other thing doesn't come back. There's a lot of problems with Restream. Crazy people of Restream. All right, so at 8:15, I guess this game is starting. We just had another game end, and your Philadelphia Eagles bounced the Green Bay Packers. Packers are out of there. So Jordan Love, 3 interceptions, no bueno. But the Eagles had the better team anyway, so they, pretty good chance they were going to win, and of course they did. So Eagles moving on, people moving on. The Bills defeated your Denver Broncos pretty handily. But again, that was expected. The Denver Broncos, were just happy to be there. So the Broncos, had a very nice season with their rookie quarterback. And so now we got to turn on this game stream. Let's see if I can get this thing going. Washington and Tampa Bay instead of whatever they're showing on that one. Let's see if this will let me. It says upcoming. So we may have to wait until 8:15. Washington Commanders, people may not know, went 12-5 on the year, 12-win season with a rookie quarterback and a young staff and a new general manager and new ownership and everything going on. And they win 12 games with old Dan Quinn at the helm. So sometimes you got to take an old ball coach, put him in the right situation, and get you 12 wins. 485 points for, 391 points against. The Buccaneers, 502 points for, 385 points against. So the Buccaneers had a better net point differential on the season, but only won 10 games. So that may tell you that the Buccaneers are a little bit unlucky in their 10-7 record. But nonetheless, two good teams going to fight it out starting at 8:15. So we got about 9 minutes to go. And so I can't start that feed. All right. So we can't do that, but we'll just hang out here for a few minutes and then that feed will start right up. Let's check what's going on with these beat writers and all the national writers. Nothing here. Nothing talking about there. Khalil Mack will be an unrestricted free agent. Interesting. Eagles going on. So doesn't seem to be much news. I wasn't paying attention to the news as these games were going on. So Bears have now completed an interview with Ron Rivera. That's newsworthy. Ron Rivera got an interview over with Chicago. Some people may remember that Ron Rivera was on that 1985 Chicago Bears team. How about that for some connections? Last time they won it all, Ron Rivera was there as a player. Now interviewed to be their head coach. Khalil Mack said today he's uncertain about his football future, plans to discuss with his family whether he should retire. Oh, Khalil Mack is talking about retiring. Maybe he's had enough of these Chargers doing their chargerings. Doesn't want to do that anymore. And so maybe retirement for old Khalil Mack. Nakobe Dean left the game with a knee injury. The Tennessee Titans, this pertains to the Jets. Tennessee Titans completed a first-round virtual interview with general manager with Mike Borgonzi. So the Titans are interviewing a guy that would probably be our first choice for general manager. Harlan says Jake Admin is talking about Jets making an offer for H.C. Tomlin. Yeah, I told you, Harlan. Did I? We talked about this all yesterday, Harlan, didn't we? Probably Jake was listening to me. A lot of these content creators, Harlan, you're going to find out I say something and then the next day they're talking about it. They secretly watch and then they just steal the content. How wonderful. But that's the market that we live in. It's not exactly a bunch of Nobel laureates around here. So that's what we got going on. I don't see any other news that might have broken during the last game where I was not paying close attention to these people on X. So that seems to be the biggest thing is that Borgonzi is getting an interview over with Tennessee. That's a guy we want, or at least I want. And Ron Rivera going over to Chicago. Aaron Glenn. So Chimini's talking about Aaron Glenn Buzz. So it seems like Aaron Glenn is high on our list, but he's also seemingly high on the list for the New Orleans Saints. So I think it's probably going to come down to us and them, and we'll see what he wants to do. Seems like that's the way that's going to come down, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be any other newsworthy items going on here. Pittsburgh isn't going to trade H.C. Tomlin. Well, they're probably not going to, but you never know, Harlan. Yeah, I keep an open mind. The thing that I told you was going to happen is happening, right? What's happening is the Inzers are going nuts today. I told you that was going to happen. The fans are going crazy. The question is the leadership of the Steelers, which is usually not, not crazy, not easily swayed, are they going to be swayed? Yeah, they brought up the point that last year, after last year's playoff, the owner, Art Rooney, or one of his family members, somebody in the leadership there, the ownership, They said, we're tired of these playoff losses last year, last January. They said the quote was, we're tired of these playoff losses. We need to start getting some playoff wins in here. And, just getting to the playoffs isn't good enough anymore. That was last year. That's ownership saying that now in the media. So, of course, Tomlin comes back. And what happens this year again? They're over 500. They get to the playoffs, but they get bounced immediately. So last year they said this isn't good enough. Then this year they do the same thing. Now what are they going to say? And you have the fans going absolutely crazy, saying, get rid of this guy, trade him, fire him, get rid of him. So I think it's a little bit more interesting than just saying it's not going to happen. But of course, the probability is that it won't happen, of course. But I think it's kind of fun and interesting to think about. Now, something else we talked about yesterday, there was another little wrinkle to the developments. Remember, we were talking about Deion Sanders, or maybe we were talking about it this morning. Deion Sanders going to Las Vegas. Wouldn't that be interesting? And maybe Shador is going to pull an Eli and all of that. Well, today it was reported that Las Vegas has no interest in Deion Sanders. The Las Vegas Raiders, no interest at all, they said, in exploring the Deion Sanders experience. So that's interesting because it was thought that Tom Brady, who's now part owner of the Raiders, uh, would be influential there because, after all, he was tutoring and mentoring old Shador. So, you know, that was the connection there. But apparently, ownership, Mark Davis, son of Al Davis, the famous Al Davis, not so interested in having the prime experience at head coach. Not so into that was the report today, and that was a fun one. I mean, if Deion Sanders and Shador and all the Sanders boys were going to come into the league and they were going to pull an Eli and all of this, boy, that would have been fun. I mean, because I got to tell you, man, I don't think the Jets are very well set up for success going forward. Uh, if you look at what's going on, how are we ever going to win? Can someone tell me how the Jets are going to win exactly? Look at our division. We got Josh Allen and Sean McDermott. They're elite. They're not going anywhere. They're getting a new stadium. Everything's going swimmingly for the Bills. Now they just got to get to the Super Bowl. The Patriots have their quarterback in Drake May, and now they have their coach Vrabel. So give him one season. So next year, what's going to happen with the Patriots? Mark my words. Put this down. Write it in red letters. Next year, the Patriots will win anywhere between 7 and 9 games. They'll flirt with the playoffs, not make it. And then one more season of roster turnover, and they'll be a playoff team, and they'll be perpetually every year in the hunt for the playoffs with Drake May being the franchise quarterback, and give Vrabel and his new GM. I do think they're going to get a new GM with Elliott Wolf being shifted to a different role. 1 year turnover. He'll improve upon them this year, and then the next year they'll be good to go, and then they're going to stick there. Then you have Miami in our division, and you got the boy genius Mike McDaniel, and you got Tua. Now, if Tua ever stays healthy for a whole season, they're pretty much a playoff contender because they're always going to be drafting very fast receivers who can catch the ball and run, and get a lot of yak. And all Tua has to do is stay healthy and then be accurate like he always is, and he's going to be. So how are we going to compete in this division? We don't have a young quarterback. We don't. The reports are we're going to get Ryan frickin' Grigson as the general manager, which I will be upset mucho if we get him. It's the one guy I didn't want out of that whole list. And we got Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams and Alan Lazard. That's what we got. So I'm not looking. I don't think it's a very optimistic start looking at these Jets. So I think we're gonna have to start looking at other teams, watching other teams play because the hell we're now. Let's see if we can get this feed, and just keeping an eye on some of these other teams because. Let's see if this feed can work because the Jets are just not going to be good for a long time, I think. People seem to forget that the Bills, before this current regime, the Bills have had a 17-year playoff drought, Did you know? that the Buffalo Bills had a 17-year playoff drought. 17 years. We're at 14 right now, and everybody's making fun of us. They had a 17. Well, how come nobody ever brings that up? Well, because they have Josh Allen now, and they're awesome. Yeah, but they had a 17-year playoff drought. So I think it's going to be maybe 20, 25 years for us. That's what I'm looking at right now. That's how I'm feeling at the moment. We'll see if that can change over time. But right now, at this moment in time, I'm thinking 20, 25-year playoff drought for the Jets. What do you guys think? 20 years or 25? Let me know in the chat if you think it's going to be a 20-year playoff drought or a 25-year playoff drought for the Jets. And if you think it's not going to be that long, tell me why. Big Jordan Travis guy. You think you're a big Ryan Grigson fan? Like who would be a fan of Ryan Grigson other than his family members? Like who would be an advocate for Ryan Grigson, for example? Certainly not Colts fans. I mean, I guess if you're a Vikings fan, you could say, well, he's a member of our front office. He doesn't do much, but he doesn't screw anything up. So, he sits around here and he helps out sometimes. All right. So Dan Quinn, 7th season as NFL head coach of the Washington Commanders. Good hire on their part. And they paired him up with Cliff Kingsbury. Now, Kingsbury was supposed to go to, where was Kingsbury supposed to go to? Jacksonville? Somewhere. Chicago? Supposed to go somewhere, and then it fell apart, and he wound up in Washington, and it was the best thing that ever happened to the Commanders to team up Quinn and Kingsbury. You got a king and a queen over there. A king and a queen. A queen and a king. That's a good hand in poker. All right, now we got Baker, the touchdown maker, coming on the field. You got Mike Evans, the 1,000-yard man. He gets 1,000 yards every season, doesn't ever make any all-pros, but, hey, he gets 1,000 yards every single year. 1,000-yard man, they call him. So the Buccaneers now, one of the things the Buccaneers want to do, the fans, is get rid of Todd Bowles and elevate Liam Cohen to head coach, which would be interesting because they want to keep him around. They don't want him going to a team like the Jets or anybody else. So Baker now back to pass, lets one go wide open. Looks like Evans. It is first down, about 12 yards on that one. A little bootleg action by Baker, the touchdown maker. Had a great year, did Mayfield. And so he starts off with a nice pass here in the first drive of this playoff game. And Baker, Mayfield has a lot of experience, as we all know. He's been in the playoffs before. It's not his first rodeo. So he knows what he's doing. They're in 11 personnel with tight splits here. So you might think might be a running play. Let's see. Yeah, it sure is. Number 7 is Bucky Irving. He had a nice year for them as a running back. And the Commanders have an old linebacker named Bobby Wagner. And Bobby Wagner is the kind of guy that you would look at and say, well, maybe that's why we should keep C.J. Mosley around. These old, wise linebackers, they can play well into their 30s. Bobby Wagner hit the hole there. Boom. See you later, Bucky Irving. Sit down, go away, play over. I'm Bobby Wagner, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, they call him, because he doesn't have much of a neck. But that's okay. You don't need much of a neck to play linebacker in the NFL. All right, so 2nd down and 10 now. Tampa Bay's at the negative 40-yard line. Mayfield back to pass. A little bit of a pass rush. He escapes and goes down very quickly. So that was only about a 2 or 3 yard gain, so not much there for Baker, the touchdown maker. And now it'll be 3rd down and about 7 yards to go. Ellen doesn't like Grigson either. Yeah, but we're hearing that Grigson might be the favorite right now. We're hearing some rumblings out of Samini. And some rumblings you got to take seriously. Some rumblings you don't. So I don't know. I heard it secondhand, so I'm going to have to listen to it. People were saying Samini was talking on the radio about it, but a lot of times you got to listen to the actual source material before you can make your own judgment. Here's a pass to Evans, complete. It's going to be about a 25-yard gain. So the Buccaneers are moving the ball against Quinn's defense. Now, this is a 4-3 defense. We should talk about that. And they had a bunch of great down linemen there for years. They started to break them up right before Quinn came in there. Kept some of them. This is just a crossing route, and Evans got open, and Baker hit him. Looked like a multi-level concept on that. Nicely done. Tight splits again. This looks like 11 personnel or so. Or you have an insert number 81. I think 81 is a wide receiver, Miller. There's always a Miller on the team. Every team has a wide receiver named Miller. So Baker Mayfield, 71% in 2024. That is excellent. 4,500, also excellent yards. That is 41 touchdowns, second in the league, but 16 interceptions. So that's the one thing on his resume this year that wasn't so great. But otherwise, an amazing year out of Baker. Baker, the touchdown maker. Back to pass again, throws over to wide receiver who drops it. That's not good. McMillan. That's the guy out of Washington, Jayden McMillan, I believe. And got to work on those hands, buddy. Let's go. Let's get a little stick 'em, McMillan. Stick 'em. He was working on Marshawn Lattimore. Oh, something else to keep in mind. And I should add that. Marshawn Lattimore is playing for Washington, and he has a well-known, well-understood, long-simmering feud with Mike Evans, the Hall of Fame wide receiver, for the Buccaneers. So we'll see if Lattimore and Evans get into it at some point. That's something to look at. Mayfield back to throw again and almost throws a pick as he tried to hit McMillan once again. He was double or maybe even triple covered there. Not a good decision by Baker on that one. So Baker does not cook up a touchdown on the first drive for the Bucs. It looks like they're going to have to punt or maybe go for the field goal. Going to be a long field goal here, but probably trying the field goal. They try to do a rub route concept, and St. Just for the Commanders is very bad. He's probably the worst defensive back they have. So they're probably going to attack Benjamin St. Just. He's often picked on by offenses, and he needs to be improved upon if you're Washington. Kick is up and good. So 3-0 Buccaneers, but there's a flag on the play. Rule violation. There's been a rule violation. We can't be having rules violations, fellas. See? This is going to be on, Washington. Jumped a little early. Do you want to take it or decline it? Might as well decline it, right? You already kicked the field goal. It's not going to give you a first down. Yep, declined. Field goal is good, so 3-0. Tampa Bay. So now we get to see the young rookie, Jayden Daniels, came into the league, took the league by storm. He's this year's C.J. Stroud. And the Stroud boys also advanced in their playoff game, so they get rewarded by having to face Kansas City. And wouldn't it be nice if young C.J. Stroud and the Stroud boys took out Kermit the Frog, Patrick Mahomes, the Mahomies, and took them out. The Swifties, the Kansas City Swifties. Be nice to see them get knocked out of the playoffs by somebody. What if it were C.J. Stroud and the Stroud boys? How about that? They already knocked out a Harbaugh. That's good. Yeah, it's always good to see a Harbaugh go down, I always think. And what if they also then knock out Kermit the Frog, the Swifties, the Kelseys, all them peoples, the Andy Reids, knock everybody out. CJ, let's go, buddy. But anyway, this year's CJ Stroud is named Jayden Daniels, and he's a rookie sensation quarterback. We were hoping we would get a rookie sensation quarterback named Zach Wilson, and we were wrong. He turned out to be a bum. And now his season's over. He's going to be a free agent this year. So that's somebody we could pursue in free agency if we'd like. Doubt that's going to happen, but could happen. You never know. Maybe whoever we get, maybe Ryan Grigson's a big Zach Wilson fan. You never know. Harlan says, if you want to improve your defensive backfield, then get a better pass rush. Yeah, or you could get people who can cover well. That's also helpful as well. Pass and cover and rush are, go together like peanut butter and jelly. Cover and rush and cover. Yeah, they both help each other. Goes the other way too, because if you're good in coverage, that gives more time for your pass rushers to get home. Rush and coverage and rush go together like peanut butter and jelly. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Deal or no deal on an island. That's the show. We did learn earlier that we're going to get a new season of Reacher on Amazon, so that's exciting. We'll see what Reacher has to do. Soon. That's coming in February. So basically, the NFL season ends after the Super Bowl, and we get a new season of Reacher. So that'll be funny. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. All right. So Tampa Bay, looking to kick off now. Let's see what the young Jayden Daniels can do. Let's see what the young Jayden Daniels can do with this offense. They get it out to about the 33-yard line. 33-yard line. Jayden Daniels, rookie. Nothing really going on with the news. All right, so you got Cliff Kingsbury. He's the play caller. First year as the offensive coordinator, still making his money from the Arizona Cardinals after getting canned over there. Still makes his full salary from Mr. Bidwell, so that's a nice double dip. But Daniels now back to heavy pass rush and gets it away and gets an incompletion out of it. So at least able to get rid of it before they got him to the ground. Elijah Cansey is yelling and screaming about something. Probably thought he was getting held, I would bet. Now, they do have a pretty good pass rush with the Buccaneers. They got Elijah Cansey out of Pittsburgh. They got Vita Vea, of course, that monster. Still effective. They got Shoy Rinka. They got Yaya Diaby. Okay. They got a bunch of dudes over there that are going to try to bring the pressure. And Todd Bowles is known for his blitz packages. And here's a running play with Robinson, and that's not going to go anywhere. So now it'll be third down. So let's see the young quarterback on third down and long, Jayden Daniels. Dan Quinn is a fan of the backwards hat approach for the head coaching position. Now, notably, not the pen in the hat position, which is good, but he goes with the backward hat quite often. Todd Bowles goes with the forward hat, also no pen in the hat as well. So they've learned that over the years. You don't put pens in hats. That is something Jeff Ulbrich needs to learn about. So let's see if they do. Let's see how many they bring. See if they try to pressure the young quarterback. Oh, they just bring four and another one kind of eyeing him. And here's a long bomb down the left sideline, complete to Scary Terry McLaurin. How about Scary Terry? That helps out a young quarterback when you have a wide receiver as good as Scary Terry. Oh, yeah, you can try to be tackling him, Jamel Dean. He'll still catch it, buddy. He'll still catch it, buddy. That is a beautiful play by Scary Terry McLaurin. Just throw it up to him. That's a young quarterback's best friend. Just put it anywhere near him. He'll catch it. He'll catch it. Nicely done. Nicely done. You gotta love it. All right, now he's in the shotgun again, and we're going to run out of it. No, we're going to do an RPO and do a quarterback keeper. That was not a good decision as he's only able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So that is a designed quarterback run. You should not put pens anywhere near your head, Harlan. Pens should not be kept. Now, if you're not wearing a hat and you want to put a pen in your ear, it's better. Okay, it's a little bit better, but it's still a no-go for me. You got plenty of. You should have plenty of pockets with which to use for pen carriage. Should be no problems with that. All right, a little running play for Jayden Daniels here. So they're moving the ball pretty well as well. The Washington offense, mostly on that one bomb. But hey, whatever works, works. Third down now, so it's going to be third and short, but they're well within field goal range now. Third down and 2. So Jayden Daniels showing you poise, showing you, not phased at all by the playoffs, anything like that. Very poised young man. Not going to be Happy Feet McJones out there. Now he's going to probably run for the first down. It looks like, or can he? No, he cannot get outside. So he gets knocked back. So it's going to have to be a field goal. And that's one of those issues with running quarterbacks. Sometimes they think they can make it and they can't. And so instead of staying in the pocket and waiting for something to come open, he thought he could escape. And you see there, they had kind of a spy on him with Levante David, I think it is, 54 there. And now, are they going to go for it on fourth down? Just kick the field goal, Daniel. Why do these coaches? All right, he's going to be aggressive. I want it to be aggressive. Let's see if they actually go for it. If they are going to go for it. He's in the shotgun. They bring pressure, and now that's incomplete. And now you've got no points. These stupid coaches just get the points. What is wrong with them? That you have free points available, and you want to try and push your luck because you want to be aggressive. I want to be Dan Campbell. I mean, first of all, you have a rookie quarterback, his first game in the playoffs. Get him some points. Why are you putting him in that position? Tie up the ball game. Annoys the hell out of me. You're not Dan Campbell, Dan Quinn, okay? Your name is Dan. His name is also Dan. But you're not the same. Why? Because he has one of the best offensive lines in football, maybe the best, right up there. He has an experienced quarterback who's already been to the Super Bowl and all these weapons and everything else at his disposal. He wants to be super aggressive, fine. But that doesn't mean you should be super aggressive. It means when there's points available, take those points. You're down by 3, kick the field goal, tie the game, let Jayden Daniels get his feet wet, let him get into the rhythm of the game. His first playoff game, he's a rookie. Okay, he's not a typical rookie. We understand that. He did very well this year. He's not exactly Zach Wilson out there. We get it. He's fantastic. Nonetheless, take the points. These people. There's free points. It's like walking past a bag of money on the table. There's free money. Does this belong to anybody? Anybody watching? If I take this, is there going to be any consequences? No? Okay, I'll just leave it there. What? Take the money. Take the points. What's going on? We wanted to be aggressive. Wait till you hear them talking about it in the post-game show. Well, we wanted to be aggressive. How about being smart? We understand you want to be aggressive. You're a man filled with testosterone. We get it. You want to be aggressive. We're aggressive. We're a football team. Yeah. How about being smart sometimes and taking free points? How about that? That could be considered aggressive, like aggressively putting points on a board. How about that? And now you got nothing. Now you're sitting. How good is it to be aggressive with nothing rather than kicking a field goal and getting 3 points? How about that? What about that? Anybody like that strategy? We wanted to be aggressive, like Jeff Ulbrich. We wanted to be aggressive. Well, that was this dumb play. You could have iced the game. But we wanted to be aggressive there. Yeah, it's wonderful. You want to be aggressive. How about we be smart? Can we be smart and aggressive? Can we put those two things together? Anyways, so now the Buccaneers will take over at the negative 20-yard line. Here they got 12 personnel, I believe, on the field, and they're going to run it out of that. So then you got Bucky Irving pushing, fighting, banging people down 6 yards. That's something that teams will do nowadays as well. They'll just keep pushing their guy. Get an extra 2, 3, 4, 5 yards. Payne and Allen, they got Dorrance Armstrong on this team. Dante Fowler, of course. Dante Fowler goes wherever Dan Quinn goes. Dorrance Armstrong used to be with the Cowboys. Marshawn Lattimore, they made a trade with the Saints for him. Finally healthy on the field. So he's number 23 on your screen. Marshawn Lattimore, long-time Saints player. Bucky Irving fighting for yardage, and he gets a first down. Tough yards out of Bucky Irving, the young running back. Number 7. Had 1,100 yards this year and 8 touchdowns, most in the NFL among rookies. So Bucky Irving, the rookie rushing champion of the NFL this year. Bucky Irving, ladies and gentlemen. Bucky Irving, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Mayfield now back to pass, looks to his left, and he's got a wide open receiver. This time McMillan holds on to it. Nice job. Wide open. You got to make those catches. You start dropping those, they're going to drop you out of the lineup, senor. You don't want that happening. So good job. He made the catch. All right. So far, the Buccaneers have been able to move the ball at will, and they bogged down in the red zone, had to go for a field goal the last time. Now, yeah, they would like to put this into the end zone. You want 7s and not 3s if you can get them. That's what you want. So Mayfield out of the shotgun. He's probably an 80-90% shotgun guy, if I had to guess. And Irving running gets about 2 or 3 yards there. Not much on that play. So it'll be second down now. 5:37 left in the first quarter and counting. Jeremy Chin is on this Washington defense. He came over from the Carolina Panthers. They were very excited about Jeremy Chin for a couple of years, and then his play kind of fell off. So, of course, Liam Cohen is the offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers, and he, like all these playoff games, will be resume games for all of these coaches that are in the mix for head coaching jobs, including Cohen. Bucky Irving stumbles for a couple more yards. It'll be third and about 8 or so. And so, if his team's able to put up, explosions of points here in the playoffs, that'll bode well for Mr. Cohen and his chances perhaps to become a head coach in this National Football League. And then again, he could probably just stay where he's at. He's got a good situation with Baker Mayfield and some good weapons on this team. So, if he doesn't get a job, I'm sure he won't be the saddest person in the world. He's still got a good occupation, and here's going to be a sack. Well, that's not going to be a sack. That'll be a 1-yard gain, but same difference. Frankie Louvu, I think that is, and former Jet legend, and Dorrance Armstrong. Yeah, that is Frankie Louvu, and he was also on the Carolina Panthers as well after he left us, and now he's making his way with the Commanders. So you gotta love it for all these ex-Jets, having some fun, like Jamison Crowder, for example, in the playoffs. Not going to make the playoffs if you're on the Jets. So you got to make the playoffs with other teams. So you love to see Jamison Crowder. Joe Douglas said, "You got to take a pay cut, Jamison," and he accepted a pay cut. And then he was out of here the next year. Not re-signing with you guys. Made me take a pay cut. And so Crowder does a fair catch. Harlan says, "Think Cohen will stay in Tampa. The HC may retire another year or 2." Yeah, could be a succession plan for Cohen. Depends on probably the situation he's going to inherit. He's probably not going to move, to some place. It would have to be a perfect situation for Cohen, probably. Like he probably already told us no. That's why he's not on the list, I think. Because we don't have the perfect situation. He might consider Jacksonville a good situation. For example, let's say he really likes Trevor Lawrence. It depends on what he thinks about the quarterback. Maybe he loves Trevor Lawrence. Maybe he thinks Trevor Lawrence is mid. If he thinks Trevor Lawrence is mid, what is he going to move for? Well, he's got a good quarterback here. He's got a good situation here. Sort of the same thing with Cliff Kingsbury. These coordinators make good livings. It's not like they're, hurting for money. So going to the right situation is important. And you don't just make the jump to make the jump because you need the money. I mean, there's a lot that goes along with it. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Breaking news. Any breaking news? No, people meeting with the media. Blah, blah, blah. A.J. Brown had a book on the sideline. You love to see books making their way into sports. A.J. Brown apparently had a book called Inner Excellence. Train Your Mind for Extraordinary Performance and Fullness of Life. The revised edition. You don't want the non-revised edition by somebody called Jim Murphy. Inner Excellence. Train your mind for extraordinary performance and fullness of life. Maybe that's something we should all get. I mean, if it worked for A.J. Brown, who are we to say no? What? We don't need inner excellence? I think we do need inner excellence. And this is something apparently he carries around on the sidelines. And he's got it all dog-eared and it got bookmarks in here, it looks like. Yeah, it's a well-worn copy. This guy's reading through it like a madman. I think we should all take a lesson from Mr. Brown and carry books around with us such as this one. Inner Excellence. Train your mind for extraordinary performance and fullness of life. Revised edition. Jim Murphy. I don't like to read, you might say. Well, what about audiobooks? Have someone read it to you through your ear holes. That can work. I think probably after these tweets, Mr. Jim Murphy, the author of this book, is probably going to see his bank account swelling up as more and more people decide to read that book. That book that AJ Brown had. Give me that AJ Brown book. He's really good. Work for him? Yeah, work for him. Okay, I want that. Okay. Probably thousands of copies have just been sold. And whoever published it probably is throwing a party. And Jim Murphy, the author, is probably like, why am I making all these sales all of a sudden? All right, second down and 8 at the negative 10-yard line. Jayden Daniels now flips it out to the running back Robinson, puts his head down, only gets about 2 yards. Not a great gain there. That's Brian Robinson. So it'll be third down now. Levante David involved with the tackle. Longtime excellent linebacker for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers. Their old Buccaneers. He's a hard hitter. So let's see if Daniels can lead them out of this precarious situation on their own yard line here. Tampa Bay was moving the ball well, but bogged down and only has a 3-point lead here on Washington. And Washington is the road team in this ball game. Daniels back to pass, being flushed out of the pocket, looks downfield, throws, and is able to connect to a tight end. And it looks like that's going to be a first down. So you see right there the excellent mobility of Mr. Daniels, Jayden Daniels, not Jack Daniels, enables him to get outside the pocket, escape the fierce pass rush of the Buccaneers, and able to connect with his tight end for a first down. Zach Ertz. You thought Zach Ertz was done a few years ago? Wrong. Zach Ertz is not done. He's going to continue to play. Now we're throwing the ball to Scary Terry, and he's got a big gainer. Attaboy. That's what you do. Get Scary Terry involved. That's always a good idea. And you see, what you see out of Jayden Daniels, it's very impressive for a young man. It's just knows what he's doing. I think his football IQ is just off the charts. You watch him play, it's just like this kid knows what the hell he's doing. Looks like a 10-year vet out there. Very impressive young man. So McLaurin already has 55 yards on 3 receptions. Daniels now hands it off to Brian Robinson, gets about 4 or 5 yards or so. Jet 41 says, hiring Grigson may be the final straw for me to seriously consider taking a break from the Jets after 50 years. Jet 41, I'm right there with you. If we go to the one guy on the list, I said we cannot hire this one, Grigson. If we go to that guy, I swear to God, Jet 41, I am not going to be optimistic at all. At all. We cannot go to Grigson. That's the one guy we can't go to. There's so many guys on that list. How is Grigson the leading guy? How? And they flip it out to Austin Eckler, I think that is. Oh, yeah, they have Austin Eckler on this team. I forgot about that. Austin Eckler's here, everybody. Remember him? Former Charger, Austin Eckler. He's on the Commanders. So that's the end of the first quarter. 3-0 Buccaneers. Look at Bobby Wagner. His arms are quite large. But yeah, I'm with you, Jet 41. If we hire Grigson, because what does that really tell you? So to me, it's not only about Grigson, it's about what does it tell us about this whole process? Because to me, if we're hiring Grigson, that tells me all of the really good candidates, Borgonzi, Greenberg, all these other really good candidates, Agnew, Dorsey, The whole list, much better than Grigson. That tells me they don't want this job. That's what it tells me. And if that's the case, then we got big problems around here. All right? Got problems around here, Jet 41, because that means all the people who know they can get a job in any cycle, right? Next year, Borgonzi is going to be in that cycle. He's in every cycle. And he has a good job now, just like some of these coordinators are talking about, they don't want to leave. Borgonzi, he doesn't have to leave. He has a good job now. He's with the Chiefs. He wants to sit there and collect Super Bowl rings. What, he wants to go through the ringer and come work for us? Well, he can just sit there, make a good salary, have a good life, enjoy his life, and collect Super Bowl rings with Patrick Mahomes. He's going to come over to this shit show. That's what it tells me, Jet 41. It's not. It's part of it is the hiring of him, but also part of it is telling me what this process, what's really going on in this process, and it's very bad news because if we can't even get a general manager like a John Dorsey or a Ray Agnew or a Mike Borgonzi, or even a guy like John Spytek, or a guy like, um, Greenberg, Mike Greenberg, anybody like that, then it tells me that we can't hire the best no matter what we do. Like it's just a lost cause because of Woody and the boys, Woody and Jaime and the money men and Brick Johnson. Hey, everybody, my name's Brick Johnson. Get it? My name's Brick Johnson. Get it? Yeah, we get it, douchebag. We get it. Well, you're talking about your penis. We get it. Um, and that whole situation, and that is more of an indictment of this owner, the ownership group, and the franchise than anything else. So to me, it's not only about Grigson, it's about what the hire of Grigson would actually mean for our ability to move forward. Because he's not a top candidate. He's not. He's a candidate. he's on the list, but he should not be a top candidate or leading candidate or anything like that. I mean, the fact that they're not talking about Borgonzi, because you have to wonder who the media is getting their information from. Now, maybe Grigson's agent's putting this out there, and maybe it's a smokescreen to try and, I don't know, to try and influence public opinion or something. So you never know. I mean, these agents, like we were talking about this morning, the agents control the media controls the minds of the people. Read manufacturing consent if you're not sure how that works. And so it's possible that there's some smoke screens going on here. Maybe Grigson's agent's trying to manipulate public opinion for some reason, in favor of his client, obviously. But I'm hoping not. He's the one guy we cannot hire. We cannot hire him. Cannot. Absolutely not. He shouldn't even have been interviewed. Should not even have been interviewed. Why was he interviewed? I mean, Spielman and Tannenbaum should have vetted him out. Should have filtered him out. As a short pass to Ryan Robinson. Phil says, nice hit. Yeah. All right. So it's third down now. And Shaq Barrett is back with the so that was a strange situation. Anybody know what really happened with Shaq Barrett? He retired, then he unretired. He signed with the Dolphins. He retired. He unretired. Then the Dolphins didn't want him back. Then he was granted his release. Oh, holy smokes. That was not an illegal. Well, we got to see the replay. He took a big hit there. That's probably what Phil was talking about. Phil, you're ahead, so please don't spoil it. Where it looks like we're behind here at Frankie from Flatbush headquarters. So this is Zion McCollum, I think, that comes and they might get him. They might throw a flag on this. He had 1 foot out of bounds. It wasn't that bad of a hit, but he kind of lost his balance. I guess they're not throwing a flag there. Now, that's good. I'm glad they didn't throw a flag. 4th and 1, and they're going to go for it again. So Dan Quinn, again, is going to turn down 3 points. Again? What is going on here? This guy doesn't like points? What is his kicker terrible? Does he have no confidence in his kicker whatsoever? What's going on here with this guy? He just doesn't want point. He just wants to be a Dan Campbell clone. Well, what's going on? Kick a field goal, Quinn. The heck? These coaches now, they just want to turn down points. We don't want to go for field goals. We want to go for touchdowns. Yeah, but what if you get nothing? What if you get nothing? How about that? Commanders offense, third and fourth and 1 yard conversion to 80. Oh, okay, 86%. All right, that's what he's thinking, I guess. We're really good at this. All right, I take it back, Dan Quinn. You know what you're doing. Why do we need such a close up on Jayden Daniels' face? I hate these close ups they do on the people's faces. They go for it and looks like they're going to get it. Close, though. They already screwed up one fourth down, but this time they're saying it's a first down. So that's a first down. They almost stopped Austin Eckler, but he was able to convert it. He was in motion, and then I kind of like that idea. Put the running back in motion and then give him the ball while he's kind of still in motion. I kind of like that as a concept. Gets a little momentum, a little extra momentum going, and it worked there. They were able to convert. So Quinn converts it. He's like, I don't want no 3-pointers. I want 7-pointers only. Now Jayden Daniels with two in the backfield and one in motion, and he's going to take off running, and he's going to get about 6 or 7 or 8 yards there. So not a bad gainer on first down. It'd be second down and 2. Phil says, I agree. Too many teams that are not good go for it on fourth. Yeah, but apparently they're good at it. So that's the part I didn't know. So I guess that's something they've been doing all year, and they're really good at it. I guess probably Austin Eckler is a part of that. But like us, we should, if it were us, we should definitely take the field goal. We don't know how to convert short yardage situation. But apparently Cliff Kingsbury and Jayden Daniels and Austin Eckler and the boys, they know how to do it. So, all right, now it's second down and 3. Jayden looks over the middle. That's incomplete, trying to go for Scary Terry, but pass was off the mark there, it looked like. All right, so third down and 3. So if they don't get this, are they going to go for it, or are they ever going to kick a field goal? Maybe they have a no field goals policy. I don't know. Trying something new. No field goals allowed for us. But third down and 3 now. They got Brian Robinson in the game. Austin Eckler is not in the game. Daniels working from the gun. Puts a wide receiver in motion from right to left. And now it looks like they're going to call timeout as the play clock was running down. All right, so, and Daniels bleeding in the face. Get that man a Band-Aid. Oh, that is a gouge. Face is gouged. Jesus, criminy. The man's bleeding. Can we get a cut man? Where's the cut man in the corner? Phil says, if you're Commanders, Philly, Bills, KC, then you go for it. Yeah, and anybody else who's good at it. Commanders, Philly, well, certainly Philly with the tush push. And you saw the Bills do their version of the tush push with a tight end, the tight end tush push. How about that? Pushing the tush of the tight end. How about that? I'm sure the ladies love that one. This guy, he needs a cut man. Where's the corner cut man for Jayden Daniels? Yeah, we got to get him some of that solution they put on there. He probably doesn't want that. It stings. All right, third down and 3 now. He's in the shotgun again. Looks to his left, looks over the middle, and he connects to the wide receiver. Has a first down. Number 14, whoever that is. Some random wide receiver, not named Scary Terry. So now they're in 11 personnel here from first and goal. And out of that, they run it with Robinson not able to move the pile. So it'll be second and goal. Also, the Lions, yeah. Basically, any team with a good offensive line or a massively strong, a quarterback. The Kansas City will do it with their tight ends. A lot of times they don't want Mahomes to get injured. Can't injure Kermit the Frog. That would be bad. If Kermit gets injured, that's bad for everyone. That's bad for business. But They'll do it with the tight ends and so forth. Now here's an odd formation. There's no one on the end of the line. That's kind of an interesting formation. Now Daniels trying to run with it and not getting very far. That didn't work at all. That damn play didn't work at all. They had all their players on the left side of the line. The right side of the line was covered with a tight end, but that's it. Nobody out wide. Then they had it was 21 personnel. I think Cliff Kingsbury's doing innovative things. Whether they're successful or not is another story. But man, I like the way his formations are looking. This one didn't work out, but certainly a creative formation there. Here's something more normal: 2 by 2 11 personnel with the tight end split. Now they put a man in motion, and Austin Eckler goes out for the pass. Daniels looks toward the middle, got a guy wide open. There he is, De'Ami Brown, impending free agent, perhaps a Jet target in free agency. De'Ami Brown, maybe we could call him touchdown De'Ami Brown. There's a flag on the play. Flag on the play. There was a rules violation, fellas. Rules violation, fellas. I'm sorry, we cannot have the shenanigans, fellas. See? Human resources here to let you know you've done something wrong. There was a rules violation, fellas. See? They're explaining it to Dan Quinn, so I guess it's going to be on Washington. We're going to call hold on that, or they're going to. Diaby fell on his knee. That's not good for Jayden. But what do you want the player to do? He just kind of got pushed into him. They're calling a personal foul on that. I mean, the guy got pushed into his knee. What do you want him to do? Like magically stop in midair? That's stupid. We got to get rid of these dumb roughing the passer ones. That guy got thrown onto his knee. What do you want him to do? Just put in the brakes in when he's in the midair? That's ridiculous. I mean, nobody wants a quarterback's knees to get hit. We understand that. But first of all, it's football. And second of all, literally his own teammate, Daniel's own teammate, was pushing the guy onto his knee. Stupid. But anyway, so the fourth down conversions and all of the aggressiveness works out for Dan Quinn and the boys this time. They're able to convert a touchdown. And the idea may be, look, we're on the road here in the playoffs. If we go for field goals, that's not going to be good enough because we're on the road and we're playing a good team here, even though we had more wins than they did. They got a veteran quarterback. We got a rookie, although this rookie doesn't look like a rookie. At this point, if you're a rookie and you make the playoffs and you're in the playoffs, when you're in the playoffs, are you still a rookie? That's a question for the chat. If you're a rookie player and then your team makes the playoffs, now you're in the playoffs, regular season's over, you're in the playoffs, are you still a rookie? Are you still a rookie? That's the question. Phil says, I still can't believe the Jets aren't making a run at Gruden or even Kingsbury. Kingsbury, probably, if I had to guess, Kingsbury told him no. Gruden, I can't figure out Gruden. That's a questionable one. Now, here's the thing about Gruden that's weird. So Gruden, of course, has his own YouTube channel, and now he has all of these kind of goofy barstool things he's doing. So he signed a deal to do all these goofy barstool things, Phil, right before the hiring cycle started. So the question would be, why did he do that then? If you want to be taken seriously as a head coach candidate, it's a good idea to do the YouTube channel and show everybody that you still got the chops mentally and how smart you are. That's a good idea. Doing goofy barstool things with those type of people where you come off as a goofball, that is not a good idea if you want people to take you seriously as a head coach. So you got to wonder why he did that. Now, I don't mind him doing it if there was no chance, like the cycle goes past and then nobody hires him. All right, now I'm going to take the barstool money and be a goofball, and they're paying me well to do that. I got no problem with that. But just the timing of it was strange to me. And maybe he got word that the teams are just not going to pursue him, or maybe Goodell put it out there like, look, you guys, you can't pursue Gruden. I'm putting my foot down. If you do, I'm going to sanction you. I'm going to make the referees all call 10,000 penalties at your games or something. I don't know. But that's why I put out there the idea, Phil, that we should do the Gruden poo-poo platter, the combo platter. You make Jay Gruden, John Gruden's brother, the head coach, and then you hire John Gruden to be an offensive, not coordinator, but offensive consultant, like what's his name was with the Browns this year, Vrabel. That way, you get John Gruden's brain in the building, but you don't have the PR situation, let's say, with the NFL and all that went on there. You hire Jay Gruden to be the head coach, and then you have John Gruden as an offensive consultant or some sort of consultant role, and you get both without the PR, let's say, problem. Maybe the NFL just looks at this and says, this is too hot still for us. We can't have John Gruden going up to the podium of an NFL team 4 times a week during the season. Can't happen. But Jay Gruden, there's nothing wrong with Jay Gruden. He didn't do anything wrong, as far as I know. uh, so that's why I put forth that idea. But again, that would require the Jets to be creative. But then again, maybe the NFL said, you can't do that. We're wise to that one. Frankie could come up with it. Anybody could come up with that. And you can't do that. Don't do that. So we don't know. That's the thing that we don't know. We have to rely on our dumb, stupid reporters, and they're all focused on the drama as opposed to something else, like finding out what's going on with John Gruden or any kind of interesting um, situation. All right, so now Baker Mayfield is back on the field, throws a nice long one toward Mike Evans, but knocked away, so not able to complete that one. There's a flag on the play. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. There's a flag on the play. Somebody violated the rules, everybody. We have a rules violation here. Very important. It's very important. We can't have. Now we got a personal foul now. Chop block. I guarantee you this is not anything serious. Well, I shouldn't say guarantee. Maybe he did do something terrible. Who knows? Rules violation. Rules violation. Let's see. While the player's engaged, you're not allowed to go low. Let's see. He's engaged. What? I don't think that was a chop block. I don't know. Somebody in the chat, is that a chop block? I think a chop block is when somebody's already engaged and then you go low on them. That's what I think a chop block is. I could be wrong. Well, they called the chop block. Rules violation, everybody. 2nd down and 24 now. Mayfield looking downfield. Can't find anybody. Drops it off to Bucky Irving. Looks like we got a holding call on the backfield. So the Buccaneers are really stumbling, fumbling, and not so much rumbling, moving on backwards. They're so far behind the sticks now. Going to be 2nd down and 1,000,000. Oh, they declined that penalty. 3rd down. Yeah, that's probably smart. 3rd down and 24. That's far enough. They said our defense can hold them. Boy, wouldn't it be quite the story if Washington wins this game and Jayden Daniels is able to play well, and they got a young rookie quarterback here, already in his first year gets a playoff win. Oh man, quite the story, quite the turnaround for the Washington franchise if you really think about it. Mayfield now looking down to pass his 3rd and 22. He's running for his life. Dumps it off to the wide receiver or to the running back, Rashad White, I believe. But not nearly enough for the 1st down, so they'll have to punt now. So now Tampa Bay has bogged themselves down. They had been moving the ball well the first couple of drives, and now they've been bogging themselves down. They keep showing this fight that they had last week with, I guess, the Buccaneers and the Saints. So they're saying maybe Mayfield started that fight. Old Baker, the touchdown maker, he's fiery. He fiery. He might take your flag and plant it, in the middle of the field. He might plant it up your mama's butthole. You don't know what he's going to do. He's a crazy one, that one. They're using Jamison Crowder as a return man. We had no use for Jamison Crowder. Get out of here, Jamison. We said, you're an old man. He said, okay, I'll latch on elsewhere. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll continue my career elsewhere, he said. I'll become a valuable asset to another team. Thank you very much for granting me my release. Jet beat writers not reporting anything as of right now. The national beat writers, nothing new after A.J. Brown and his book on the sideline. So, Senior Bowl, this, that, and the other thing. Does not seem like there's very much going on in the way of news. Everybody, I guess, just tweeting about this game that's ongoing here. And doesn't seem to be very much else in the way of news going on right now. What are you guys doing in the chat? Phil, Harlan, what's going on? What's happening? What's happening, man? What do we got going on in the chat? What are you guys up to? Are you drinking? Are you smoking? What are you doing? Are you drinking water like me? Got my Kirkland signature. Kirkland signature. You don't want the regular Kirkland. You want the Kirkland signature. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Getting ready for work tomorrow? Tomorrow is Monday. Look at this nature show they got. Planet Earth. Oh boy. The 10-part television event, The Americas. It's part of Planet Earth. Look at all these birds. Harlan's drinking tea. Tea? What kind of tea, Harlan? Earl Grey? Bubble tea? They got something called bubble tea. What about Earl Grey tea? Harlan says, I'm retired. I don't got to work. Well, how about they're showing on the screen a cigar bar? You ever go to a cigar bar, Harlan? Let's go to a cigar bar. That'd be something to do, like if we had like a YouTuber event somewhere. You know, like all the jet YouTubers, let's say we got together and did an event. I'll just propose that Green Bean organize it. Let's say Green Bean organized an event. A cigar bar would be a good place to have such an event, I think. Head up to the old cigar bar, you know. They're cleaning old Jayden Daniels up. They got the cut man, corner man, cut man. Haven't tried bubble tea. You might want to try bubble tea. You never know. You might like it. Jayden Daniels now leading the way. He hands the ball off to Eckler. Ooh, that did not go very well. Far either. So now it's going to be third down. So far, pretty much a defensive struggle. Washington ahead 7-3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers. 6 minutes and 28 seconds and counting on the clock. Harlan says, don't smoke. Yeah, but you could smoke one cigar, you know, once in a while. That doesn't count as smoking. You know what I mean? Because you never know what could happen. If you go to a cigar bar and you just once, not, you know, all the time, you might get some amazing ideas from all the nicotine floating around. Now here's here. Okay. So you really like the way Jayden Daniels handles the pressure. It doesn't seem to bother him very much. So there was a third down. They tried to pressure him off the edge. The guy had the offensive line beaten, and Daniels, calm, cool, collected, and a couple of moves to the right. Boom, bang, drop it off. No problem. Really seems to know what he's doing. There's another unique formation from Kingsbury. What the hell that was? And this Kingsbury guy is doing formations and alignments I've never seen before. Maybe I need to watch more Kingsbury tape or something. But this guy is pretty creative. Pretty creative. Now, he's known for his work, of course, with mobile quarterbacks and so forth and so on, but I can see why. Put them in position to win as opposed to put them in position to lose, which is what we typically do. And he casually lopes for the first down, no problem. Jayden Daniels says, that's no problem for me. I can get it first down, no problem here. And the clock continues to run. Daniels, 7 rushes, 25 yards on the game so far. And if that's what you need, that's what I'll do. Just go ahead and trot and pick it up. Doop-a-doop, no problem. I'll just pick up a first down. Now he is in Buccaneer territory. And he's back to pass. Vita Vea cannot get the man, so he just escapes the pocket. Picks up another 7 yards. Nice and easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. He knows what to do. He knows what to do. He's got no problems. Jayden Daniels. So how much, I mean, how much is it Jayden and how much is it Kingsbury? How much is it, the system? How much is it Dan Quinn? How much is the portion? If we got Jayden Daniels, would he be good or would he be Zach Wilson? That's a question. If we had gotten Jayden Daniels, would he have been good? Because we didn't have Cliff Kingsbury. So how much is Cliff? How much is Jayden? How much is Quinn? How much is the situation, the offensive line, the weapons? That's the question. We tried to give Zach all those things. We didn't really, the offensive line wasn't great. He had some weapons, not great ones. Sam Darnold, we gave nothing, nobody to, this is going to be a sack. No. Yes, they've whistled it dead. He almost escaped out of that. But Yaya Diaby now doing a Yaya dance. I mean, you can't beat the Yaya dance as far as Sakalaka is concerned. Now they threw a flag. Rules violation. Somebody's violated the rules, everybody. Defensive holding. We've noted a defensive holding. Somebody used their hands too much, fellas. We got to keep this. We got to clean this up, fellas. You see? A rules violation. Get your hands off them, fellas. Let's see. No, I would not have called that. It didn't exactly look good because he wrapped his arms around, but I don't think he rerouted him. That's going to take away a sack from Yaya Diaby. And he's not too happy about it. So the drive will continue, 2:51 now and counting. So Washington able to control this clock. They hand it to Robinson for another 5 or 6 yard gain as they continue down the field. Under. All right. Daniels now back to pass. That's incomplete. So that did not go well. 2:04 left, 3rd down and 6. 3rd down and 6. Oh, I see. I see what's going on here. I see what's going on. So now they're starting to put more pressure on Daniels. At that time, right up the middle. That time, right up the middle. So 3rd down and 6. 2:04 left in the first half. Daniels back to pass, looks to his right, throwing deep down the right sideline to Terry. No way. No, he was not able to get that. McCollum with good coverage there. Scary Terry still almost able to come down with it. So now they'll probably try for the field goal, I would assume, perhaps, unless they're allergic to field goals. But on third and short, he went for it all, had his one-on-one matchup. Terry almost came down with it, but good coverage by Zion McCollum, the fast, speedy defensive back from Sam Houston State University, campus I've been on. That's down in Texas. Very nice campus. Very nice campus down there. Very nice campus down there. All right, so yeah, that's what's going on. That's what's going on right now. Kind of a boring game, not exactly the most exciting game in the world. We'll have to see if the Buccaneers can pull this one out in the second half. That's for sure. But as for right now, not going great. Not going too great. It's Sunday night football. It's been a long day of football. Of course, the Chargers were chargered out. Uh, after Rex Ryan said the Chargers would have a bye week, the Houston Texans drubbed the LA Chargers. I guess Rex Ryan was wrong about that. Guess Rex Ryan was sure wrong about that. Imagine if the Jets hire Ryan Grigson for general manager and Rex Ryan for head coach. I think they'll probably, I think they'd probably lose about 50% of the fan base. Entire fan base doesn't show up. I was thinking today, if they make some kind of, if they continue to make stupid moves like that, like what would, what would it be? I mean, it would take a lot of organization. It would take a ton of organization. But what if like the fans bought their tickets, they went to the game, they tailgated, but then as the game was beginning, they left the stadium en masse so that there was like nobody in the stadium. But it's not like they sold their tickets. What kind of a message would that send to Woody? Woody Johnson, get it? Woody Johnson, get it? Yeah, it's your penis. We get it. Field goal up and good. So there you go. 52-yard kick. Bada bing, bada boom. Washington 10, Tampa Bay 3. That would be a disaster. Disaster for who, Arlen? What if what if everybody decided, you know what? We're going to keep our tickets. We're not going to let the stadium be filled by the opposition fans. But then we're going to have a good time. We're going to party in the morning in the tailgate. Then, as the game, at 12:30 or at some designated time, everybody drives home, and so the stadium's completely empty. But you know what I mean, as a statement against Woody Johnson. My name's Woody Johnson. Get it, ladies? Get it, ladies? Woody Johnson. Get it? Get it, ladies? Get it? Get it, ladies? For the Jets, yeah. But I think that could be like at some point if they continue to do stupid things, like if they hired Grigson and Rex and something like that. At some point, the Jet fans are going to have to get organized and they're going to have to spend a lot of money to make some kind of statement against this friggin' owner. It's like, you know, it's hard to come up with things that really hurt the owner. I mean, look what happened with the Giants. Those Giant fans bought those plane things. The plane. What do you call them? And they kept Shane and Dayball. Mr. Mara, please fix this situation, clean house. They put on the plane. What do you call those things? Flyers. You know, somebody paid for that. That's a lot of money. That's not cheap. And a couple, they did it a couple of times, and Mr. Mara did not clean house. He kept them. So it's hard to come up with things that the owners are going to give a crap about that you could actually do. I think that'd be pretty cool if that were organized. Like, go to the game, party, have fun with your friends. So you're not, so you get that part of it. And then en masse, everybody leaves at 12:30, goes home, and it's a completely empty stadium. Ooh, that was not a good pass by Baker. So the Buccaneer offense has really kind of slowed down here. So far, Liam Cohen not putting on a fireworks show. Liam Cohen not putting on a fireworks show here so far. 3rd down and 9. So let's see what he can do with Baker, the touchdown maker. 3rd down and 9, a minute 18 left in the first half. Tampa Bay trying to maybe try to get a field goal here before the end of the half so they can get back on the board. Got plenty of time to do so. They got 2 timeouts. Now Baker's scrambling around. This is not what you want to do, is waste all this time, let your quarterback take a beating, and then get a flag. This is probably holding. Sometimes there's a situation where the quarterback really should not run. In certain situations, you got to be throwing the ball. Oh, no, they're calling offsides on the defense. That's going to be declined. So he did get a good run out of it, but he took quite a wallop. And this is a guy who has extensive injury past. 1, 2, 3 hits, 4 hits. I mean, they're taking 4 or 5 hits on the same play. And this is a guy who's had significant injuries in his past. All right, now he's back to throw, looks to his left and connects with Evans, and he's knocked out of bounds. So that'll stop the clock with 1 minute and 2 remaining. So, I think if they go Grigson, Rex, Harlan, I'll probably use this channel to share ideas of how to protest. How to protest Woody Johnson. Innovative idea number 346, how to protest Woody Johnson. So I don't know what else we could really do unless somebody personally knows Gary Vaynerchuk, and you just say, Gary, you gotta put together the super team of rich guys to take this team away from Woody. I mean, can't Gary Vaynerchuk put together a group of 20 super rich guys and offer Woody 10 billion for it? Here's a pass to Evans, gets it all the way down to the 10-yard line. Lattimore is asking for pass interference. He's not getting the call. Those two, of course, have a long running feud. Clock is running 20 seconds. They have timeouts. Why are they not calling them? I don't know. 16 seconds. Now they call timeout. You let all of that time run off the clock and then you call it timeout. What are you doing, Todd Bowles? What are you doing? These people, they can't figure out how to manage a clock. And now Bowles is upset for some reason. You got to call the timeout, Todd. What are you doing? You're going to let the clock run all the way down and then you're going to call the timeout? Makes no dang sense. Of course, now they still have plenty of time though. 16 seconds. They're at the 11-yard line, but you would have liked to have more ticks of the clock from that field position because now you got about 2 plays maybe that you can get off there before having to go for the field goal. But yeah, at some point, somebody's going to have to know Gary Vaynerchuk. But then again, Gary Vaynerchuk knows very well what the hell's happening. Those who don't know, that's probably the richest, most passionate Jet fan out there in the business world, or one of them anyway. And he actually owns an agency, a player agency called Vayner Sports, and he represents some of our players, including Tyler Conklin. Not him personally, but his agency does. So he knows what's going on with this friggin' team. And if he's not putting together a group, then maybe Woody will not sell under for any price. 20 billion? How about 20 billion, Woody? Nope, not selling it. Nope. My kids are too stupid to. I mean, you know how much money you could leave to your children? I mean, that's generational wealth. Billions of dollars? 10 billion, he wouldn't take it. Can we put together a group for 10 billion? That's way over market value. Can we put together a group? Can we put some pressure on this guy? Is it possible at all? Is it possible at all? That's what we don't know. That's what we don't know. I think what I'll do is I'm going to look at I'm going to look at Connor Hughes's feed. Maybe he's got some inside info on this Grigson information. No, he's not talking about it. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Looks like today's news is probably uh, completo for the day. All right, now we got so they gave him another second back, so 17 seconds. They're at the 11-yard line, so they made a lot of progress in the time allotted, even though they wasted a lot of time as well. So now Mayfield back to pass, throws over to Evans, overthrows him there, and he's called for pass interference. So now it looks like Mike Evans is getting the best of Marshawn Lattimore. Pass interference, defense, number 23, that's Lattimore. So Lattimore is the guy they got for this exact purpose, to guard people like Mike Evans. This is the legendary matchup. They hate each other. Let's see. So Evans, looked like Evans could have gone both ways. Should have been two fouls, offensive and defensive pass interference. Offsetting penalties, I would have called. Now they have the ball on the 1-yard line, 13 seconds remaining, and they're going to throw it to Evans against Lattimore. Touchdown. Seems like they were targeting Lattimore on that whole drive. So this idea that let's go get Marshawn Lattimore from the Saints, it looks like it's not going to pay off dividends. Connor Hughes, no, it seems like, well, I don't know. Arlen, I don't know. I'm just looking at his feed to see if he's got any information. Sometimes he will comment on other reports if he has, differing information to either confirm it or give a different perspective or so. And also sometimes he's the Jets mouthpiece, so you gotta think about that. So that was an impressive drive by Tampa Bay with very little time left. They they went down the field and scored a touchdown. Seemed like targeting Marshawn Lattimore the whole way with Mike Evans. So I'm sure Lattimore's not going to be too happy about that. And the entire Washington fan base is like, this is who we traded for? This bum stinks. All he does is give up touchdowns. Yeah, that's the whole point, Harlan. He is supposed to be a good player, but he was injured for a long part of the season, even after they got him. So maybe he's either still injured or he's too old and he's fallen off a cliff. Happens. Age comes for us all, of course, unfortunately. But he got targeted pretty badly on that drive, and it looked like Mayfield was just looking right at him, like, "Oh, you're going to guard Mike Evans? No, you're not. Try again, bud." Now with 5 seconds left, they should just kneel it down. So the ball game is tied. So Tampa Bay took the momentum right back, and that's what happens sometimes if you let them score like that at the end of the half. They could take the momentum right back. Take the momentum right back. They had some good momentum going into it, but they let them get back into it. And Baker, the touchdown maker, made a touchdown by the end of the half. So now it's 10-10, and the Commanders will receive the second half kickoff. But now we're going to halftime, and the game is tied 10-10. So Ari Mayrov has this tweet right here. Mike Evans versus Marshawn Lattimore in the first half. 5 catches, 66 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 PI in the end zone. Not a great first half for Lattimore. Yeah. And the Commanders fans are going to be saying, wait a minute, we traded for this guy? What do we make a trade for? This guy stinks. Stinks on ice. What is he doing? So either he's injured, he's too old now, or whatever. He's not fully up to speed with his new team. Who knows? We don't know. So, yeah, it doesn't look like there's much going on in terms of the breaking news. Now, I don't know where Shamini says, let's go into his. No, that's not it. They said he went on the radio to talk about the situation with Gregson and all the favorites. I'm going to try to find his column because usually what he goes around and talks about on the radio is the same thing that he writes in his column. You know, if he has the information, he puts it out. So I'm going to try to find it and see if he repeated himself. Here's Gregson. He talks about this when we interviewed him. That's not a problem. What about, yeah, here. So this was his latest column. We saw it this morning. We looked at this column and it didn't have anything about Gregson in it, I don't think, or did it? Gut wrenching. Maybe I skipped it. Olbrecht replaced. And it was hard to do. Yeah. Back to the team because it was a distraction. Yeah. Put a lot more on Brick's plate. Blah, 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 blah. Penalties. Nothing in here about it. Jets built a team that relied on older players. No, nothing about it here. Reddick holdout. Blah, blah, blah. No, there's nothing really in this column. So I don't know. Sooner or later, Samini will put out a new edition of his mm, stupid podcast. So whatever he knows, we'll figure it out via that podcast. He'll probably put out that information there as well. And as much as that is a bad thing to listen to, very difficult to listen to his stupid voice and some of his dumb information. At the same time, sometimes he has good information. All right, now AJ Brown is putting a tweet out. This is getting interesting. AJ Brown, this game is 90% mental and 10% physical for me. I bring it, meaning this book called Inner Excellence, to every game and I read it between each drive. This is awesome. I use it to refocus and lock in despite what may transpire in the game, good or bad. People tend to create controversy when they don't know the truth. Well, I think this is awesome. We need more athletes bringing books to games. This is fantastic. This guy, Jim Murphy, has got to be the richest mofo in the world right now. You know how many people are buying this book right now? Then he has a picture of some of the highlighted parts. He highlights parts in the book. Here's one of the highlighted parts from A.J. Brown from the book Inner Excellence by Jim Murphy. We've all had times when everything came together in perfect harmony, sacred moments when we were totally immersed in the experience and felt fully alive. When these moments occur, we wish, even for a split second, we had the courage to pursue that risky path with all our heart. And we can. Often, though, we're so hard on ourselves, amplifying all of our failures and regrets, that we neglect to see what's still possible. A life of freedom, filled with deep contentment, joy, and confidence, independent of circumstances. We're all human with the same deep desires and concerns. This is what the man's reading on the sidelines. Okay? This might be a modern day. This might be a modern day. I don't know. What do you call those people who are good at everything? You know, polymath. Maybe AJ Brown is a big polymath. Here's another passage. In the pursuit of extraordinary performance, it's easy to succumb to anxiety and pressure because so much of it is out of your control. When you learn to live a life that is fully engaged, however, then you can perform your best and love the challenge. Every performance, presentation, or problem you face is an opportunity to learn and grow and vividly experience each moment. You will find, as you take this journey with me, that your best moments always come from a clear mind and unburdened heart. I mean, you can't argue with that. How can you argue with that? This man is reading on the sidelines. There's also people in the comments of this tweet saying, order placed, thanks. So basically Jim Murphy, yeah, exactly. Somebody's already got this going where they have the 50 Cent picture with a confused face, Jim Murphy after selling 10,000 books today. Ah, you gotta love it. And the man is on the sidelines reading books. Listen, we need more athletes reading books. Okay, this is a beautiful thing. We need more athletes doing this instead of doing whatever it is they do. You know, complaining and yelling and screaming at their coaches. How about you go read a book about your inner excellence? What about that? Yeah, we need something like that going on more. Turn back to the broadcast, and there's who is this? Some lady in the booth. I'm not sure who this is that they're talking to. It says, who's the other guy on? Who's the color guy? You got Mike Tirico. He's excellent. But then who's the other guy? And then you got this lady. I don't know what she's doing in there. But all right, so it's still halftime, and we're learning about A.J. Brown. What we're learning is that A.J. Brown is a man of letters. You thought he was all about getting 1,000 yards in a season, catching touchdown passes. But the fact of the matter is, he's a man of letters, okay? He's very cerebral. He probably has a very large library in his very large home. Let's face it. I mean, a lot of us dream of having large libraries. This guy can actually do it. You think about it. These athletes make so much money. They can get these amazing houses. And then inside the house, you can put an incredible library. But of course, most of these athletes wouldn't do that because they're not going to read the books in the library. But AJ is different. Okay. This man is a man of letters. I think this is fantastic. Absolutely. Right? Imagine the lot now. You might want to get another copy of this particular book. It seems like it's worn down. It seems like he's got all of his markings in it, and some of the pages are falling off, and it's looking a little ragged. I think you can afford a second copy, AJ. I don't know. And you make a lot of money. I think close to $30 million a year. You can buy a lot of books with that money, AJ. A lot of books with that money, AJ. Just saying. A lot of people would like to have libraries like you. Maybe I wonder if he donates to libraries. Library is one of the best things, one of the best investments you can make if you're a man of wealth. Not like me. I don't have a pot to piss in, but AJ Brown, he got money. He could donate to libraries so that some of these underprivileged school children could have books to read, just like him. Maybe some of these underprivileged school children would like to read Inner Excellence by Jim Murphy. Not even James Murphy, by the way, Jim Murphy. Very interesting. Jim Murphy. What happened to James Murphy, PhD? Well, we don't know. We don't know about that. And we're still in the halftime. Let's go. They need to get these halftimes completed so we can get on with the second half of this ball game. See if Marshawn Lattimore is going to keep getting clowned on by Mike Evans. Boy, Mike Evans, he's never going to fall off, huh? He's just going to always get 1,000 yards, I guess, till he's 45 years old. No problem. I guess he's going to forever clown on Marshawn Lattimore. You just clowning him out there. You just clowning him out there. All right, so this is a surprising development in the world of NFL football. I bet the NFL could do so much good with this. They could do so many literary programs. They could do so much literacy stuff with this. They should, all of the agents need to be listening up. Listen up, agents. Listen up, people of the NFL. Okay. This situation with AJ Brown is a perfect way to team up for ending, illiteracy, for donating books to libraries, all that kind of thing. This is such a good opportunity for the NFL. This is becoming a meme. It's going to be mimetic. Starting tomorrow, you're going to see memes about this. Once something becomes mimetic, it goes out into the culture. Once it goes into the culture, you have an incredible opportunity to seize upon that. Let's do some literacy programs. Let's do some donations to libraries. Let's do some remember when we were kids in Brooklyn, they had something called Reading is Fundamental. Remember that? Let's do some programs like that. Reading is fundamental, they said. That was an awesome program at the library. That was the only time my mom said, we went there and we said, well, how many of these books can we get? Because normally when we went anywhere, she would always say you can only get one, or you can get a half. And this is the only time she said you can get as many as you want. And me and my brother were like, "What? Excuse me?" And we came home with a piles of books. It was fantastic. And so this is a great opportunity. Agents, player agents, coach agents, NFL people, let's promote some literacy stuff off of this AJ Brown thing. It's a perfect opportunity. Perfect opportunity. Do some good, help some kids, help some young kids out. Good opportunity. Let's do it. If you need some help, give me a call. I'll tell you what to do. I know how to do it. I know how to do it. Let's get some audiobooks into these schools. Let's go. Let's help some. Let's help some vision impaired school children. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Got to help some vision impaired school children. Let's go. Let's get some audiobooks in there. Let's go. Let's go. All right, so the game's back on now. Jayden Daniels going to start at his own 30-yard line, and he starts by going deep into the pocket now and throws it to Zacchaeus. Omadeus Zacchaeus. OZ with the catch. So that's their little slot receiver. Nice little player. Nice little role player. All right, now they're doing a 2-by-2 formation with wide splits, and they're going to run up the middle off of that. Didn't really work too good. Robinson only able to gain about a yard or so. Now Marcus Mariota is in the ball game. Marcus Mariota is in the ball game, ladies and gentlemen, but Daniels is lined up as a running back. He puts Daniels in motion, goes wide right, and then he puts him in motion again and goes right to left, and he just runs the quarterback sneak. So I guess they didn't want Daniels to do the quarterback sneak, so just put Mariota in there. He knows how to do it. He's the veteran. Interesting. Pittsburgh does a similar thing with Justin Fields this year. So Marcus Mariota, and that's another good idea by Cliff Kingsbury. We have these people on our team. Let's give them a role. Let's let them do something instead of standing around doing nothing. Can you do something? Can we give you a role, a specific role that you can be good at, in addition to being the backup? Can we let you do something for us? I really like that idea. You know, you see it with next time you watch the Buffalo Bills, watch this guy number 70, Anderson. He's basically their sixth offensive lineman. They bring him in as a tackle eligible a lot, actually. And now they have basically six offensive linemen on the field. It's a beautiful thing. And all he does is beat people up. He just blocks the hell out of people. But it's another example of you got a backup here. Give him a role to do. Give him a role to play. He's got a skill set. There's a pass to De'Ami Brown, another one. So Brown trucks somebody and keeps going. He says, "You're too small." De'Ami Brown is a free agent. We might want to pick him up if we let the three amigos go. We have to pick somebody up, fill the spots. De'Ami Brown might become available. He's been somewhat disappointing, but maybe we could unleash the De'Ami. That's a nice catch. Not a great pass, honestly, but De'Ami Brown able to make the play, and then he trucks a dude and says, "You're too little. You can't play with me. You think you can play with me? You're too little. Get out of here. Get out of here. Can't play with me. Get out of here." Daniels with a screen now to Brown again. So they're really utilizing De'Ami Brown now, and he gets all the way down to the 3-yard line. Nicely done by De'Ami. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of De'Ami. Maybe they won't even let him go to free agency. Maybe they want him on the team. He's doing too much for us. We can't let this guy go. We can't let him get to free agency. Sure, he's not a household name, but maybe he's got a big role for the Washington Commanders. Nice couple of moves there. Made a few guys miss. You gotta love it. Telling all these people, "You're too little. You're too little. Can't play with me. Get out of here. Can't play with me." All right, now they're at the 3-yard line, 1st and goal here. And let's see if they're able to punch this in. Not on the first play, they're not. They tried a little belly run. Brian Robinson got stood up. No bueno. So let's see what they try and do next. Second down and goal, 10:55 remaining in the third quarter of this ball game. So about a third of the way through the third quarter, as the Commanders have been able to eat up the clock. They've been doing pretty well on offense, and in fact on defense, except for that last drive of the half. On this one, a little rollout, not able to find anyone, was Daniels. So it'll be 3rd and goal. Can the Buccaneers get another stop and force what you would think would be a field goal try? though you never know these days. They may not go for that field goal. They may not like their field goal kicker. They may not like field goals. They might want to say, nope, we're touchdowns or nothing. We're touchdown or bust type of team. All right, so now they got there's too many. All right, so now they're running a 3-by-1 formation here. It looks like out of 11 personnel, maybe even 10. No, that's 11. So Eckler's in the pass. Now there's a pass to the left. Oh, that was risky. That was risky trying to find Scary Terry, but nice play by Jamel Dean of the Buccaneers to jump that route. Knocked it away. Almost had himself a pick. Not a great decision on that one by Jayden Daniels. Coverage was too tight. He thought he could get it in there to Scary Terry, and he could not. Jamel Dean drove on the ball and made a very nice play. Technically sound. Excellent job, 35. So now they will, in fact, go for the field goal. Zane Gonzalez, Zanilio Gonzalez. It is up and it is good. So the Commanders take a 3-point lead on the Buccaneers on the road. They're playing well. Daniels playing very well. Overall, you figure this team on the road playing very well. And they were really able to keep Baker down except for that last drive of the half. But those are always tricky. Those are always tricky. Always tricky. Water. Gotta love water. Gotta love water. So nothing further about AJ Brown or anything else. But I think this is a perfect opportunity for the NFL to embrace a nice philanthropic opportunity to support literacy programs, support some libraries, support some vision impaired school children audiobook programs, so forth and so on. Why not? Might as well. It's a good cause. It's a good cause. Might as well. It's a good opportunity. And it's so weird how one little event, Jim Murphy's just sitting in his house and his publisher calls him up, or however he keeps track of his sales. Publisher probably calls him up and says, you're not going to believe this, Jim. You're not going to believe something. Jim, are you sitting down, Jim? Jim, remember when we talked about that sequel, Jim? You still got that one in the drawer, Jim? You got the sequel to Inner Excellence? We're going to need to bring that one out, Jim. Your life is about to change, Jim. Your life is about to change, Jim. Jimmy boy, your life is about to change, Jimmy boy. We're going to need Inner Excellence 2, Inner Excellence 3, more Inner Excellence, Inner Excellence 4, even more Inner Excellence. The NFL's biggest feud, Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore. Well, get your popcorn ready. It's going to continue. Let's see if they continue to abuse Lattimore in this game as they have been. Mike Evans has been clowning on him so far. They take it out of the end zone and don't make it out to the 30, as is typical. Nice release on the touchdown. Good old Miguel Evans. Good old Miguel Evans. 1,000-yard Evans. You know, he's only going to get 1,000 yards. We know that. All right, Mayfield now throws a nice little screen pass to White. Oh, I don't think you should have done that, Senor Blanco. But they did. face mask him, so that'll work out fine. Senor Blanco took a little left turn at Albuquerque, and he shouldn't have done that. But they face masked him, so 15-yard face mask for Dorrance Armstrong. Sorry, Dorrance. Sorry, Dorrance. You thought you had him, but you didn't because you face masked him, Dorrance. It's all your fault, Dorrance. It's all your fault, Dorrance. Dorrance, we told you not to do that, Dorrance. We told you. Did we not tell you? We informed you that that was against the rules, Dorrance. I believe we informed you that that was against the rules. Did we not? Did we not have a discussion about this, Dorrance? Stop face masking people. All right. Now they got a 2-by-1 formation with 2 backs in the backfield. Then they hand it to one of them. And I believe that's Irving. Yes, it is. And he gets about 4 or 5 yards. Gets about 4 or 5 yards. So let's see if Mayfield continues to try and target Latimer, Marshawn, or they made a trade to get him. No, false start. No bueno. No bueno on that one. False start. Offense. No bueno. No bueno. Certainly no bueno on that one. Certainly no bueno on that one. About 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Yeah, it's going to be another running play to Irving. It's about 5 or 6 yards. Score is 13-10. Commanders over the Buccaneers. Bucs are at home. They're the 10-win team. Commanders are on the road. They're the 12-win team. But because of the divisions, that's why the Buccaneers are at home. They were a division winner, and the Commanders were not. Commanders were a wild card team. So now back to pass, and there's Evans once again. So Mike Evans continues to have a big game as Mayfield continues to hook up with his main target, Miguel Evansario. Lattimore being left in the dust, and Commander fans saying, "What are we doing with this guy? He can't cover nothing. Why do we need to make a trade? We had a guy who stunk. We traded, and now we got another guy who stinks. That's not a good trade." Mike Evans saying, "You can't cover me. You can't cover me, bro. You can't cover me, bro. Think you can cover me, bro? You can't cover me, bro. No way. No way, broski." Here's a big gainer by Bucky Irving, tackled by Lattimore after it was far, far too late, because that was a big gainer by Bucky. Lucky Bucky. Irving was definitely swerving on that one. Delivered some punishment of his own. Good blocking by their tight ends. You love to see a tight end do some good blocking. You love to see it. Now they're calling a flag on too many men on the field. That's not good, Todd Bowles. That's bad coaching. That's coaching right there. That's coaching. Bad coaching. 12 men on the field in the huddle. That's like football 101. Bad coaching. No bueno coachalimo. Pasademo. Okay, now Baker, the touchdown maker, he is in the shotgun. He hands it off to Bucky. Lucky Bucky takes it. Irving the swerving down inside the 10-yard line. Irving, he was certainly swerving on that one. Big gainer for Lucky Bucky. So it'll be second down and about second and 5. So they can get a first down here within the 5-yard line toward the end zone. And they hand it to Irving again. Looks like he's going to get that first down. Bucky Irving looks like one of these guys with fresh legs. Even though he had such a big season in his rookie year, he's still going strong. He's a young fella. He's not going to get tired. That much we know. And they try another handoff, and he loses about 2 or 3 yards, so that's no bueno. Now it'll be second and goal. Second and goal. Yeah, I'm probably going to go for a little Mike Evans fade route here. How about that? Let's try that one. Let's make Lattimore get clowned on even more. Let's clown on Lattimore even more. Just once you're clowning on someone, just keep clowning. It's like, let's just keep on clowning. Clown, clown, clown. Clown town. Well, toward the end of the end zone, I don't think he kept his feet in bounds, but you got to check. You never know with these wide receivers. But it does not seem as though he was able to. And there's a flag on the play in addition to that. There's a flag on the play. Rules violation. Somebody violated the rules, fellas. Holding. Defense. Holding on the old defense. Noah Igbenogany. Ooh. There was a first-round bust by the Miami Dolphins. Noah Igbenogany. Yeah, that's holding, buddy. That is holding. Sorry, Noah. That's holding, buddy. That's holding right there. All right, so now we got big men on the field. Vita Vea has reported in on offense. He's going to knock somebody's block off. Goes out for a pass, actually. Does not work. So A+ for creativity here for Liam Cohen, but F- for execution. Vita Vea came in as a fullback, and they basically had 23 personnel, where Vea is the fullback, and they had 3 tight ends on the field. So they were trying to make you think it was super big house formation, super jumbo, and then they were to pass out of it. It didn't work. They were not fooled. They did not fool Dan Quinn, and the Quinniacs were not fooled. So now they're going to try another pass, and they throw it to Bucky Irving out of the backfield, and that works just fine. So Tampa Bay is going to go ahead now as they score the touchdown. Took them a few plays to figure out, okay, how are we going to run things here down on the goal line? But eventually, the Kingsbury Kingdom was able to find the royal play that enabled them to take it to the castle, because kings live in a castle, of course. Kings have to live in a castle. I think that's a law. That's a rule. Kings must live in a castle. Like if you're a king, you can't live in an apartment, right? Like if you're the king, you can't just live in a duplex, right? You got to live in a castle because you're the king. You can't be living in, a ranch style home. If you're the king, you got to live in a castle. And it's even better if the castle is haunted. I'll tell you that much. Eddie McGuire's here. He says, a great goal line play call. Yeah. The best goal line play calls are the ones that work, Eddie. I'll tell you that much. When they don't work, they're stupid. I'll tell you that much. Let's see if there's anything else going on here. No. Nope. Latest news is still about A.J. Brown, so no further news being reported on the formerly known as Twitter, X.com. Or in a burger joint. King, well, I think you got to question that one, Eddie. You got a Burger King, and he's living in a burger. Where does the Burger King live? Does he live in a does he live in one of the Burger Kings, or does he have his own castle? This is a real question we need an answer to. If you're the Burger King, shouldn't you have a burger castle to live in? Now, you're not just living at the store. I mean, what is he cooking up the fries? He's the king. He's not cooking up the fries. He has people for that, Eddie. What do you think? He's pouring the drinks? He got people for that. Are you crazy? We need to find out where the Burger King lives. And if it's up to me, I say it's in the Burger Castle. And that's where he comes up with all of the ideas, new ideas for the menu, you see. He needs almost like a bat cave. But he would, since he's a king, he would have the Burger Castle. And that's where he comes up with all of the ideas for new things for the Burger King menu. Oh man, look at Dan Quinn, Jets D line coach. I didn't know Dan Quinn was a Jet coach at one point. Todd Bowles, we all knew about as the Jets head coach. Man, we had Dan Quinn in the building. We had frickin' what's his name, the O-line coach, Callahan in our building. We had some great coaches in our building. Now they're just all over the place, not coaching our team. God's sakes. But I think the Burger King has to have the Burger Castle. I mean, where he's doing high level thinking about his franchise. Yeah, he's not hanging out at the store putting salt on the French fries. I tell you that much. He's the king. He's got a lot of things on his mind. Got to come up with the commercial. I mean, who comes up with the marketing ideas? The king does. I mean, he has to market. I mean, after all, he's the second banana. First of all, he's a king, but yet he's second banana to McDonald's. Let's not forget, Burger King is like number two. They're not actually the Burger King. They're the Burger Jokers because they're number two. Here's Jayden Daniels down the miss. Ooh, that was a risky pass. And there's a flag. So De'Ami Brown's getting a lot of targets in this game. De'Ami Brown is a guy we looked at earlier on one of the live streams. He might be a free agent if they let him get there. There might be a guy we want holding on the defense because he won't break your bank. Might be the kind of wide receiver we would want to maybe pursue in free agency. You know, a guy who's not terrible, but also not a superstar and does not. That's definitely holding and not going to break the bank. That's the kind of guy we might want to slot into our room, especially if we lose the three amigos. If you lose the three amigos, you got a very thin quarterback room and a very thin wide receiver room all of a sudden. Jayden Daniels now does an RPO where he keeps it and picks up 6, 7 yards there. Now, one place that the Burger King should not be is White Castle. So you can't put the Burger King in the White Castle because there's rules against that. You can't do that. That's like cross branding. That's illegal. You can't put the Burger King into the White Castle. That's not allowed. So he can't live there. Can't live there. That's not how it works. All right, Jayden Daniels now back to pass, looks over the middle, goes toward, there he is, scary Terry McLaurin. Now there's your number one wide receiver right there. Very underrated, number 17. Something about these wide receivers at number 17. Devontae Adams, Terry McLaurin. Man, just a kind of a, I wouldn't even call that a dig. It's more of a flag route. Angled. All right, injury on the field. Injury timeout, everybody. Injury timeout. You asked ChatGPT, no answer on the king. You might want to ask Grok. Let me ask Grok. I'll ask Grok. Grok is the one with the sense of humor. Can we put it on funny mode? No. I'm going to say, where does the king from Burger King Live? Question mark. All right, let's see what Grok has to say, Eddie. The King from Burger King, a mascot known for his quirky and humorous persona, doesn't have a specified residence in the. This is a big problem for Burger King in the real world since he's a fictional character used in advertising. However, in the context of Burger King's marketing, in various fictional residents, in various commercials and advertisements, the King has appeared in many settings, but no consistent home has been established. Burger King, what are you doing? Any representative from Burger King, what are you doing? You're missing an opportunity. Let's go in. You could have a whole commercial series of like, let's go into the home of the Burger King, which should be a castle, but not White Castle. Huh. This even says, given his royal persona, he might humorously be said to live in a burger castle. That's what I said, Eddie. Grok, listen to me, man. I think Grok stole my line, which is an imaginary place where all meals are served with a side of royal whimsy. Well, almost exactly what I said. I said it's where he invents all the new stuff for the menu. I think Burger King's missing a big opportunity. You could have a whole commercial series. Let's go, let's go hang out in the home of the king, the Burger King king. Let's go to the castle. Let's see what he's up to. And then, he goes in there and he's like, coming up with new recipes for whatever the new things on the menu for Burger King are going to be. You see him at work at that, see him working on the commercials, inside the life of the king type of thing. What a missed opportunity. I'm giving out this advice for free, Eddie. Anybody listening from Burger King, you better start taking notes. And then some idiot from Burger King is going to hear this and then go have their Monday morning meeting tomorrow on the marketing team and go, I have this great idea. I had this great idea overnight. Yeah, stole it from Frankie from Flatbush. If you guys see this commercial go on in the next few years, just remember where you heard it first and remember who they stole it from. Remember what they stole from you. People always be stealing my ideas anyways. But, what are you going to do? Sue them? But if you see this happening, just remember who told you about it first. Old Frankie. That's who. They could even have like it would be interesting if every Burger King they added a burger castle to the store where it's like an upscale experience. Oh, there's a pass to Scary Terry, taking it all the way down to the 10-yard line. So the Commander's not really having a problem moving the football in this ball game. But it'd be interesting if Burger King added like a burger castle to every store, and that's where you go to have an upscale experience. Burger King Plus. You call it Burger King Plus, and it's in the castle, and that's where you go and you get like filet mignon. Roll up in Delta 88s to the castle. Yeah, man. Like you already have the store there. You're serving a certain type of clientele, the fast food market. Oh, I hate this friggin' rule. The legal man downfield. God, do I hate that rule. Please, can we get rid of this rule? It's so stupid. It makes no sense. The dumbest rule of all time. It's just an extra penalty in the game that we don't need. Man, it set them all the way back because they had that big gainer. Now they're all the way back at the 40-yard line. I hate that rule so much. Please, if anybody in the NFL is listening, get rid of illegal man downfield. It's not an advantage to the offense to have a man roaming around downfield and he happens to be an offensive lineman. There's no reason for this rule. It's so dumb. All it does is slow down the game and prevent offenses from being more awesome. We need more awesome offense. So now it's 3rd down and 5, and they really need to convert this. They send the blitz against Daniels. He makes a bad pass. That is a very bad pass, trying to hit Zeke Ertz, who was covered by a defensive lineman. So there's a lot of crazy things going on there. Probably a fire blitz situation. Um, let's see. Where's 98? Yeah, that's definitely a fire zone blitz. So not exactly good coverage by that lineman, just a terrible pass. Now it's too far for a field goal here. So 4th down and 5. Looks like they're going to try to go for it. That was just an inaccurate pass by Daniels. So now they got 11 personnel, 3-by-1 configuration. Here comes the blitz. And now that's what you want to do. Right down the middle to Ertz. That's what you wanted to do on the last one. Now you did it this time. No problem. So I like this Jayden Daniels kid. You see on 3rd downs, he does not get scared. He does not screw it up. When they know he's passing, doesn't matter. He knows what he's doing. Poise, confidence, whatever you want to call it. And he's able to convert. That's what makes a difference between good quarterbacks and bad quarterbacks. 3rd and 4th down conversions for the most part. When they know you're going to pass and you can still pass, that's when you know you got somebody. That's when you know you got a real one. I think the Commanders really got a real one here with this kid. He is something else. Now they got man in motion, create a 3-by-1, and they whistle the play dead, false start. It took a long time to whistle it dead. How about whistling the play dead before the play starts? How about that if you're going to do that? So too many penalties on Washington here. That's one thing that's no bueno right now. Zach Ertz with the false start, starting falsely. We can't have you starting falsely, son. We need true starts only, not false ones. We need true starts only. We don't want any stupid false starts. All right, now he's in the shotgun, and this is a strange formation, but they hand it off to Eckler, not able to maneuver his way for many yards there. So it's going to be 3rd and long again. It's the end of the 3rd quarter. So it's an interesting game. Offenses have been able to move the ball pretty well, but not exactly high scoring on the other end, on the other side of it. So defenses have come up strong in the red zone at times. Um, and so, but also, I think ball control offense makes the clock move. So I think that's generally what's happened too. A lot of ball control offense keeping the clock moving and has made this game move very fast. And that's basically what's happened here. So, but a close game as opposed to some of the other games we've seen in wild card weekend. Uh, so this one still up in the air as to who might come out on top. A lot of 4th down attempts, Big Green says. Yeah, certainly choosing the aggressive way to do things. That's probably going to be more of a trend in the NFL as Dan Campbell has proven that it can be successful, especially if you have certain type of personnel, like a quarterback you trust, an offensive line that you trust, and so forth and so on, and a play caller who knows what the hell he's doing. I think we're going to see more of that, Big Green, as we move forward in the NFL. Dan Campbell being successful as he is. Of course, when you have an offensive lineman, my favorite player in the league, Penei Sewell, you have a guy like that, and you can move him around. You can do this. You can do that. Certainly, that is a benefit to your offense and a benefit to Ben Johnson, where wherever Ben Johnson winds up next, they're going to say to him, or they should, our team here, we do not have Penei Sewell. So what are you going to do? And our offensive line is kind of shaky. So what can you do with that, Ben? It's like he's got a pretty good situation there. He's got a steady Eddie quarterback. He's got Penei Sewell and an incredible offensive line, good tight ends, solid wide receivers, good running backs. I mean, he's got a good situation. He might go to some team and it's like, okay, the quality of our personnel is not quite as high, Ben. What are you going to do now? What are you going to do now? This is like a pirate museum. That's pretty cool. All right, Jayden Daniels now back to pass, looking, goes deep into the end zone. Oh, that's got to be pass interference. Yep. Zion McCollum is someone that they are targeting significantly. This is a guy that's very fast. If you remember, he had a very fast 40 time. Zion McCollum went to Sam Houston State University. That's in Texas. That is definitely pass interference. Well, it's not terrible, but yeah, it is. Zion McCollum, Sam Houston State is about 3 hours east of Austin. I think maybe an hour and a half north of Houston, maybe 2 hours, maybe three. Forget. But anyway, now it'll be first and goal. They bring in the extra tight end, put him in the backfield, although this is still 11 personnel, though. Now he fakes a handoff and almost gets sacked. He has to get rid of it and incomplete. So that play did not work. So Cliff Kingsbury's going to have to dial up a new one, hopefully a better one. What they were trying to do here was make you think Robinson was going to get the ball, but they didn't kind of fall for that. If he releases it here, he's got right, exactly as the guy's saying. He's got the matchup, but he holds on to it too long. The pressure, for whatever reason, he didn't like it at first, and that's what cost him, really. But anyway, made a safe throw that wasn't going to get picked off. Now they're sort of a 3-by-1 formation. They do hand it off, not good blocking at all, and they hold him up, so it'll be third and goal now. Good job by the defensive front of the Buccaneers. Elijah Cansey, that guy's turning out to be a great player, University of Pittsburgh. That's a guy for the Jets. We couldn't get him. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Okay, so now Daniels in the shotgun 3-by-1 formation and see if he tries to look for Scary Terry. No, he throws it into danger, 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 Will Robinson area. Ooh, almost had it picked off, but it was not. Now it's fourth and goal. What's Quinn going to do? These Quinniacs, looks like they're going to go for it. So these people do not like free points. Again, it would only bring them to within one, but at the same time, you know, sometimes you got to take the points. You have not looked good down here these last few plays. Cliff Kingsbury better have a good play up his sleeve here. Fourth down and goal from the 3.5-yard line. Obviously, I think they're going to pass it here. They are. Daniels looking, throws, and threw it into double coverage. Incomplete. Take the damn points. That's 2 times the Quinniacs should have taken the points. You could add 6 more points. It should be 19-17, but instead, you want to be a dummy and then leave money on the table. I don't agree with this. Take the money, dummy. It's free money sitting there on the table, and you want to walk past it to try and find more money in the next room. It's like there's free money right here. Yeah, but there could be more money in the next room. Yeah, but this money's right here. It's free. It's absolutely free. We can have it right now. Yeah, but in the next room there could be more money. Yeah, but there could also be nothing. There could be a murderer, an ex-murderer in the next room. There's free money right here. Let's take the money. No. Let's go to the next room. There could be more money. Oh, there's an ex-murderer. Oh, too bad. We lose. Take the money. Jesus Christ, man. I think a lot of these coaches are getting screwed up by the analytics, honestly. Because probably the analytics are telling them go for it. And maybe from an analytic point of view, yeah. But I mean, sometimes you just got to use your eyes and use your gut and just go for field goals sometimes and play it conservative. Now, you can't be aggressive all the time. I don't know. That's 6 points that Quinn left up there. We'll see if it comes back to haunt him. But to me, I take free money every time. There's some money sitting here. Yeah, but it's not that much money. Okay, but it's free. It's right here. We'll have it. Yeah, but it's not that much. Yeah, but it's free. Did you get it? Usually costs you money to get money. This is free money. Don't you see? People. You got to wonder if I wonder if I should. Jamil Dean has been downgraded to out, so Jamil Dean is no longer in the ball game. He's been downgraded to out for a knee injury. Zion McCollum is being evaluated for a concussion. I wonder what the commander community is. What's the hashtag for the commanders? Hail, isn't it all hail something? Hail, shoot. What if we just put commanders? I wonder what the commanders community of fans is thinking about this game with Dan Quinn. Raise hail, that's what. Josh Arsenal. In a game like this, you always take points in the playoffs. Now gone twice, exactly what I said. Shocker. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, miscalled by the Zebras. I'm talking about the refs. First and goal on the one, and those were your four best plays. No quarterback sneak or anything. So they're drugging old Cliff Kingsbury. You got the Kingsbury and you got the Dan Queen. You got the Queen and the King. Maybe you need the, but you're looking like jokers over there. All right, so Mayfield takes over now. And second down and 6, and that running play went nowhere fast. So now it'll be third down and 8. So if the Commanders can get a stop here, and they're using Jalen Holmes on the defensive line, they're 96. I believe that's a former Jet. Jalen Holmes, we had him. Should have signed him on our practice squad. Should have put him on the 53-man probably. Instead of Bruce Hector. But nonetheless, third down and 7. So the Commanders really could use a stop here. They've given up 6 points already on fourth down attempts, which could have had them in the lead. Baker now back to pass, looks to his right, trying to find Evans. He finds him, and with a little bit extra effort, able to get a first down. So there you go. When in trouble, find Miguel Evans. He's got him. First down. So that was a big throw from the end zone by Baker to his favorite target, 13, Evans, who reaches for the first down. Yep, no doubt about it. He got it. Should have made the tackle there, but you were not able to because you stink. And Evans able to get that first down. Nice throw by Baker. Nice catch by Evans, who's now up to 92 yards as he clowns Lattimore. Oh, there's a fumble! And the Commanders have it. Holy smokes. Just what they needed. Just what they needed. And that's just a screw up on Baker's part, I think. Let's see. Let's see the replay. Turnovers. What a dumb play. Yeah, but what happened here? Let me see. He's just, that's just a Baker screw up. You know, that happens, but Jesus. They're going for an end around type of run, and it just pops out of there. It's just bad luck, really. Poor execution, bad luck, whatever you want to call it. Just one of those things. No bueno. Just after he made a really nice throw to Evans, too, he screws up a handoff and gives up a turnover in the red zone. So now let's see if they can punch it in, or if they're going to, give up another field goal of free money. Let's see. TL says no trading for Tomlin for the Jets. TL, of course we trade for Tomlin. We're the Jets. We stink. We're getting nobody. We're getting Rex Ryan. Of course we can trade for Tomlin. Any way to get Tomlin. If we have to give them one of our jet airplanes, we'll give him that. We'll trade for any way we can get Tomlin. Because what good is it to have great players if you have no coaches who don't know what the hell they're doing. Doesn't help you. Get the coach, get the system in place, then you get the players, then you start winning. That's how it works. So yes, I would trade for Tomlin, but it doesn't look like they're going to trade him because they're also not stupid. So yeah, so a lot of people on the Commanders timeline are basically saying what I'm saying. They gave up 6 points for no reason, free money, as I said. Baker saying my fault, taking ownership as he does. He's a good leader. Everybody knows that. Everybody who plays with Baker Mayfield says they love playing with him. Great teammate, great leader. All right, so now Jayden Daniels. Let's see if he can punch it into the end zone here. First down and 10. Ooh, geez, this is looking rough. So they did an RPO type of play where Daniels kept it, and that did not go well. Didn't gain any yardage. Now it's gonna be second down. So far, Cliff Kingsbury has not looked good in these series of downs here. Kingsbury, where's your low red zone plays, buddy? What's going on here? These last series of plays have not looked good. Cliff, where's your low red zone plays? Let's go, buddy. Let's go, Cliffy. All right, now they got I think no, this is 12 personnel. Throw it to they throw it to Brown for a few yards. That's not going to help. Third down. Big Green says, "Who's Tomlin bringing in as OC?" Well, is he firing Arthur Smith? Big Green. Yeah, TL. I disagree with you. I would trade for him. He's a great coach. Uh, Big Green, is he firing Arthur Smith? Is that news that's coming? Or are you saying for us if we get him? They throw to Eckler. Yeah, I don't care. Whoever he wants to bring in, Big Green. If we get him, now they're saying it's a fumble. Boy, what is going on in this game? This game is drunk now. For us, hypothetically, yeah. I don't know. Whoever he wants, Big Green. I don't care. Whoever he wants. We're a ghetto level team. We're trash. We do not get. If you can get your hands on a Mike Tomlin, you just get him and worry about the details later. We are trash team. We are a ghetto franchise. That is a no. I don't think that's a fumble. Well, is he down? Yeah, he's down right there. It's not a fumble. Now it's going to be fourth, and they're going for it again. Third time. Let's see if this time they can punch it in, but they can't get a first down. So let's see if Daniels is able to convert. They put a lot of pressure on, throws it to the end zone, and he does convert this one. So you can say, okay, aggression justified. That's a touchdown to Scary Terry McLaurin. So the Commanders take the lead as this goes back and forth. Now this game's getting kind of interesting, actually. Now it's getting a little interesting. No field goals in this game. They don't like field goals. Fourth down, went for it. And look at Jayden Daniels. I mean, boy, you got to appreciate young. This is a rookie quarterback. Fourth down, they trust him. And there's a lot of pressure on, a lot of pass rush coming in his face, and he's able to stand in there and find Scary Terry. So this is a nice job by Jayden Daniels, number 5. Excellent job. 5. Extra point up and good. So now Washington is on top 20-17. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting game here. Back and forth. Back and forth. Now the Commanders fans are probably happy. Yeah, and so the Commanders are saying Commanders fans are saying we're so lucky we got a turnover. Dan Quinn honestly screwed up by not taking the 6 points given to him, which I've been saying. What a turn of events. Buccaneers defense was amazing. Now they got to get back and do it again. Yeah. Don't blow this opportunity. So interesting. Very interesting. So another fan says this is the playoffs, and Dan Quinn has gone for it on fourth down 5 times. I think everybody's going to be looking at Dan Campbell and just copying him. And all those times it didn't work. And then they kept doing, they kept doing it. This time it did work. So, yeah, this one's looking like it might be a wild, wild finish. This is actually a good way to keep track of what the fans are thinking for any given team at any given time. So yeah, I guess the thinking is even if you fail 50% of those, like they're saying that they went for it. Oops, they went for it like four times on fourth down or so, and then they made it twice, and they got two touchdowns out of it. It's better to fail twice, get nothing, and then get two touchdowns rather than kick four field goals, I guess. So it just depends on your risk tolerance, I guess. But a lot of people um, are going for it more often these days. I think Dan Campbell led the way on that one, and a lot of people are seeing the success they're having, so they're going to replicate it. And going off of the analytics, I guess it makes sense. So this game's getting interesting now as we move along here, as it gets deeper and deeper into the game. They're showing the various general managers, and they've both, of course, done nice jobs in their respective roles. And we're looking to maybe steal some of their underlings to maybe be our general manager. We need a general managerial. And maybe we'll get a little Mike Greenberg. Maybe we'll get a little John Spikek. Maybe we'll get a little. We interviewed somebody from the Commanders today, I believe, or yesterday. Melissa Stark reporting. Must be an injury report. 9:40 remaining in the ball game in the fourth quarter. Washington has taken the lead, 2017. Jayden Daniels played well, as has Baker Mayfield, except for that terrible fumble that he just committed. So now they get the ball on the 25-yard line. Mayfield looks downfield. He has a awesome receiver. It's Jalen McMillan. Nice catch and run, and gets it all the way down to the plus 49-yard line. Nice job by 15 McMillan, and a nice job by Baker Mayfield finding him in the middle of the field. Big Green says, "What do you think of the analytics GM the Jets interviewed? The Moneyball method, LOL." Yeah, there's going to be analytics guys that are considered for that now. It's going to be part of the mix. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Jets make any changes with their own analytics department. Right now, we have about 4 data analytics guys working in our analytics department. We'll see if and that's about average. Bucky Irving with a nice run. It gets popped by Jeremy Chin at the end of it, but a nice run nonetheless. We'll see how the analytics, capology, and also the scouting all mix together. We'll see if there's any changes in those regards. We do have an analytics department. We have 4 data analytics guys who work there. We also have the capology people, and I don't think they're doing a great job either, but we have them. And then, of course, you have all the scouting and stuff like that. So we'll have to see how it all works out. Hallaby is more of the analytics guy, but probably not a guy you want as general manager, but you might want to have him as an elevated executive position that basically assists the general manager. Here's an RPO from Mayfield. He wants a horse collar, but he's not going to get it, I don't think. Let's see on that one. He does grab him by the back. This is Frankie Luvu, but he has him by the shoulder. That's not illegal. You're allowed to tackle a guy on his shoulder. That is not illegal. That is not a face mask, and it's not a horse collar. Absolutely not. That's a great job by Luvu on that play. Former Jet legend Frankie Luvu. Gotta love the NFL player named Frankie, and also former Jets. So you gotta love it. 2 seconds on the play clock. Can they get it off? Oof, barely. Mayfield finds his target. Tight end Cade Otton. That was a terrible tackle. What was that about? The hell was that about? Get that off of there. Get that off of that tape. Whoever that was, I don't know what he was doing. Nice little play design with a leak out. Number 0, Sanders still just, I don't know, something happened. It's all out leveraged or something. Complete whiff. Oh, he was going slapping at the ball. Quit slapping. Make a tackle, Sanders still. Quit your slapping. All right, so Tampa Bay able to move the ball pretty easily down the field on the Quinn defense here. And they give it off to Irving, goes down the left side. He's able to get down to about the 11-yard line or so. Nice job, nice job. Nice job, nice job. But we'll see if the Jets want to restructure some of their executive positions to, make it more aligned with modern day front offices. That's something they said they were open to. Let's see what they actually do. It'd be nice if they were able to hire a Hallaby, give him obviously you have to give him a promotion from what he's doing now, but to be part of the front office, if not the general manager. Baker takes it. I don't think he got it now. It's going to be 3rd and inches. Jalen Holmes is in the game, former Jet Jalen Holmes. Always good to see some former Jets get some playoff experience because, of course, they're not going to get any with the Jets anytime soon. So I'd like to see them get some playoff checks with some other teams. Perhaps they might have incentives in their contracts for playoff games. 3rd and inches. Well, let's see what they run here. Ooh, this is not nice looking. This is very bad. Although, really, they could just kick a field goal and tie the ball game. I don't know what happened there, but that looked ragged right from the start. Not sure what went on there. Todd Bowles is probably looking like he doesn't understand what's going on there, and neither does Liam Cohen know what's going on. Something happened here. Mayfield was not ready for the snap. And then this was a total breakdown. What's Liam Cohen doing here? But not a disaster because they can go for the field goal here. And it's up and good. So we got a 2020 ball game. All tied up at 20s. All tied up at 20s. Now Jayden Daniels will come back on the field. The young man who plays like a 10-year veteran. The rookie who plays like a vet. You can't rattle him. He doesn't get happy feet. He doesn't do this or that. He plays like a veteran. Jeremy's here. Graham Barton messed that up. Graham Barton. Well, what did he do? Did he snap it too soon? Stupid Graham Barton. Glad we didn't draft him. He's too stupid to play for the Jets. Or maybe he'd fit right in. Graham Barton screwed it up. Yeah. Good offensive linemen are worth their weight in gold, Jeremy. I'll tell you that much. Tell you that much. It might have cost them 4 points. It might have cost them a playoff game because if Jayden Daniels can go down the field, eat up the clock, put up a TD, close it out, then it's all Graham Barton's fault. And then Graham Barton will be very embarrassed going into the offseason because Graham Barton will have cost him a playoff game. And all the Buccaneer fans are going to, go to his house and throw eggs at it. And then what is he going to do? He's got an egg-filled house, and they'll probably, make a pilgrimage out of it where, all of the Buck fans go to Graham Barton's house every Saturday morning and egg it. It's Graham Barton egg house time. And they decide, okay, we got to make this rookie pay for his sins. We got to make it as more painful than anything, because we don't want it to ever happen again. Yeah, but it doesn't matter, Jeremy. If you're screwing up in the playoffs, somebody has to make your life more difficult because you got to pay for that. You know, you get all the rewards when you do good. You got to pay the price when you do bad. That's called accountability. Okay? That's something the Jets have no idea what they're doing with. Uh, Joe Tippmann with your high snaps. How come there was no accountability with high snap Tippmann? Huh? Tell me that. High snap Tippmann, we saw it in the preseason. Everybody said, oh, no, no problem. We saw it in the training camp. Oh, not going to be a problem. It's not a problem. Robbie Saleh, oh, no, it's just not a problem. It's an easy fix. It's an easy fix. And then what happened? Season comes and we're seeing high snap Tippmann. Left, right, and center. Now, not over the guy's head too much, so that's good, but, you know, he didn't fix it. So who's going to fix high snap Tippmann? Huh? Tell me that much. Who's going to fix whatever Malachi Corley was doing wrong, which we still don't know what it is? Who's going to fix that? What's the plan to fix Malachi? Where's that plan? Anybody throwing eggs at Malachi's house? You know, sometimes you got to make these kids suffer a little bit, you know, for their own good. You know, it's called tough love. You know, it's called tough love. You ever hear of it? Somebody's got to make these kids pay the price. They get coddled too much around here. Coddling these people. And I'm sick of it. I don't know, Jeremy. We put all this time and effort to make him into a center, then we're going to move him to guard. I mean, come on. But in that scenario, just depends who's available. Maybe a good guard is available. You just take the guard. But if only a good center, then you can do what you're saying. Depends who's available, Jeremy. You never know. Maybe just get a guard. But of course, everybody should be cross-trained to do both, of course. And AVT, you know, it's interesting. We learned that AVT had a high ankle sprain for a big portion of this season. But he didn't miss any game. I think he missed one game, if I recall. And you say, well, that's good. It shows toughness. But this is another season where AVT had another injury where he really should have probably missed games. So I'm not feeling good about AVT in terms of his injury proneness. He's always got an injury. Very good player, obviously, but you know, I don't know how we can have a guy who just always has injuries. So I do think he's probably gone. I mean, what if he plays? What if he's a Pro Bowler next year? You signing him, Jeremy? Let's say he plays all 17 games and he goes to the Pro Bowl. It'd be a lot of pressure to keep him at that point. Be a lot of pressure to keep him. Then, of course, we would sign him to a long-term contract, and then that first year, of course, he would get injured, just like Michael Carter II. It just always happens that way with us, seems like. But now we're back to the game. It's 20-20, all tied up at 20s. Everybody got 20 points around here. Everybody got 20 points around here. So now we're going to see the young man. Jayden Daniels plays like a veteran, but he's a rookie. He can do it all. He can run. He can throw. He can, do whatever you need him to do. This, that, and the other thing. Rookies playing like veterans. You love to see it. Here's the kickoff, and that's going to go deep into the end zone, so not bringing it out at all. So they'll start at the 30-yard line. Can Jayden Daniels make the Buccaneers pay? The man who had one of the best rookie seasons for a quarterback you'll ever see. He was throwing it. He was running it. He was doing it all. Left, right, and center. Uh, what is this they're showing? All right, now they got this is I think 12 personnel, but they're running a 2-by-2 formation. That's nicely done. That's a nice throw to the outside. Scary Terry McLaurin. That's a gain of about 5.5 yards on first down. You'll always take that. That's a nice drive starter. P and 10 from the -30. When you're doing drive charts, P and 10, the P stands for possession. A little drive chart information for you. And that's always the first play of a drive is called P and 10. All right, so now it's 2nd and 5. They got a bunch formation to the right. They got trips bunch right, and they run out of it. So they give it to Robinson. I'm not sure I like that because you don't have your blockers in there. All right, now it's gonna be 3rd down. That was a no gainer. 3rd down and 5. Vita Vea, still the game wrecker that he is. That dude is some kind of player. Strong as an ox. Vita Vea, top 10 pick years ago. Well worth the expenditure of a pick. All right. Now we got trips bunch left out of 11. Let's see what Daniels can do with this. He goes back to pass, throws it over the middle. He's got a receiver. It's De'Ami Brown. First down, De'Ami Brown downtown. Yes, sir. There's a potential free agent target for your New York Jets. De'Ami Brown with a catch. Looking good in this ball game. Are the Commanders going to let him get to the market? That's the question. Seems to be a favorite target of Mr. Daniels. Nicely done, precisely thrown, and well caught. First down, De'Ami Brown. But most importantly, keep the clock running. Now you're at 2:42, so you're kind of in control here. All you really need to do is get into field position for a field goal to win the ball game. And so you don't got to hurry at all. You got all your timeouts here. You got 2 of your timeouts. There's a running play, no gain. But you don't want to give Tampa Bay too much time on their resulting drive. So they're able to control the clock here. They're probably going to let this go down to the 2-minute warning. You wonder if old Todd Bowles will know that he should have called the timeout already. No, apparently he doesn't. So he's going to let all these seconds drip off the clock. See, Bowles, you should have stopped it at about 2:20, but you didn't. You let 20 seconds go. You're going to need to have a drive at the end of the game, Bowles. It's tied up. What do you think you're going to? I mean, I guess you could rely on your defense, but many a coach has said, "Yeah, our defense will stop them," and many a coach has lost a ball game because of it. So you're going to probably wind up having those timeouts in your pocket when you should have used them to stop the clock. Get another stop, you think. Then the 2-minute warning, But what do I know? I'm not a head coach of a football team. I'm not even the head coach of any kind of team. What is what's the hashtag of the Buccaneers? We could just put in Buccaneers. Buccaneers fans got to be freaking out at this point. What's their hashtag? We are the crew. The crew spelled incorrectly, but De'Ami Brown. Our secondary sucks. Buccaneers fans are saying. All tied up. Final stretch coming. Doesn't seem to be a lot of freak out. What if we do their official hashtag of "We are the crew"? Weird hashtag. They're going to pick apart Hayes. He is Ryan Neal right now. Hayes? Who the hell's Hayes? I don't understand why Bowles is not blitzing. JD is killing you every time you drop in coverage. That's a good point. This guy says 2 minutes left, 2 minutes away from either win or the last game in the Bowls era. So Bucs football, baby. So they want Bowls out of there. A lot of people want Liam Cohen to become the head coach of the Bucs, and you do that by firing Todd Bowles and then elevating old Liam Cohen. So if they lose this game, a lot of the Bucs fans are saying fire Todd Bowles. Believe it or not. Not good enough for them to make the playoffs. No, sorry, Bob. They want to win. All right. So now, you do wonder if Bowles is going to dial up some pressure here on Jayden Daniels as he goes back. And, that's a nice catch by Austin Eckler, able to take it down to the 30, 29, 28, 27-yard line. Plenty of time. No need to rush. Keep it going. You actually want the clock to run a little bit here because now you're in pretty much field goal range. If anything, Todd Bowles needs to call timeouts here because they're just going to bleed the clock, buddy. And then they're already in field goal range. That is a heck of a throw. Risky, but we got it in there. Nice catch by Austin Eckler. There you go. So they finally called the timeout. Hey, somebody woke up Todd Bowles to call timeout. They're going back to the Bears-Commanders game, which was a fluke win. Commanders. Some late-minute magic they're showing for the Commanders this season. So you might say maybe their 12 wins is a little fraudulent. They pulled out some last-second wins, but nonetheless, it takes talent to pull those out. All right, Daniels now in the shotgun. We got a kind of a staggered formation here, a 3-by-1. They hand the ball off to Eckler. That's your masher. And he gets all the way down to the 21-yard line. Now Bowles needs to call another timeout. Bowles, what are you doing? Hello? Okay, I guess you just want to lose the ball game then. Why is he not calling a timeout? Any reason? Anybody know? I mean, you basically have to stop them here. You're not going to have any time left, Todd. What are you doing? Now they're going to hand the ball off again. You're not going to throw it. 5. Let it keep going, JD. You keep it going. Hand it off. There you go. Now it's 3rd down and 1. Now they call a timeout. I mean, they let so much time go. You're going to have to call a timeout anyway. Well, I guess they figured if they stop them here, they need another timeout anyway. I guess it kind of doesn't matter. We should have used the first one on before the 2-minute warning. No, they're not going to go for it here. Big Green on 4th down. That would be no. There's nothing to do with that. I mean, you basically are playing for the field goal here. This is a short chip shot field goal. You can't risk throwing the ball, and certainly on 4th down, you got to kick the field goal and just go win the game. I mean, that's what you're doing here. So I guess that wasn't terrible clock management by some of the Bucs Nation. Some of the Bucs fans are saying Todd Bowles terrible clock management. Yeah, that's what they're all saying. So if he loses this game, bro, Todd Bowles is brain dead. Wait 20 seconds, then call a timeout. That sums it up. So, yeah, a lot of these fans are saying the same thing that I'm thinking. I think he wasted a bunch of time there twice. I don't know what you're thinking. You can't really, you always kind of have to think the other team's going to score. And so you need enough time for your offense. This idea that your defense is going to stop them, especially when you're tied. You're not ahead right now, you're tied. So even if your strategy of the defense will stop them works, you go to overtime. So, I mean, You're not ahead right now. You're tied. So you have to play it like your offense is going to need time to either get a touchdown or a field goal on the other side of it. And it seemed like he was playing it as if he were already ahead and that he was just trying to have his defense stop them and end the game that way. But they're tied. So even if your defense does do it, you go to overtime. What the hell kind of strategy is this? You've got to play it like you need time on the other side of their score. I mean, it's 3rd down and 1 here. First of all, they could convert this. Tampa Bay now only has 1 timeout, but you figure they think they got to stop them here. Timeout. Now they put in Mariota for this play. This is their quarterback sneak special with Daniels on the field with Mariota. Not sure why Daniels needs to be on the field with him. And it looks like they're not going to run this play at all, calling timeout. So I guess they didn't like the way that looked. I'm not sure why you bring in Mariota for the sneak. Why does Daniels need to be on the field at the same time? You're just they're not going to guard him. Just take Daniels off the field and bring in an extra blocker or an extra receiver or something. But they like to run that play with Daniels on the field, I guess, for strategic reasons. I don't know what those would be. But now it's just 3rd and 1. Just run your short yardage play here. I mean, I wouldn't mind a sneak. You don't mind a sneak because it allows you to, well, Tampa Bay is going to call a timeout. But if you have a good sneak play, I mean, it's less than a yard here. And now you're in the shotgun. I don't know if I like being in the shotgun with less than a yard to go. They fake the handoff, and Daniels is going to run for the 1st down. Wow. And that's what you can do with a super fast QB. I mean, that play should have been dead to rights. Now there's an injury on the Bucs. Looks like Levante David. Hopefully he's okay. But this play should have been dead to rights, and it's Kalijah Cansey again. Love that player. He just skinnies his way through. They didn't really block him, actually. But Daniels just, stiff arms him. Get out of here, Kalijah. Now, that's a big man that he just stiff armed, So probably got a lot of strength in that arm, even though he's a skinny kid. He said, get out of here, Kalijah. You can't tackle me. Not me. Not me. And he dives for the 1st down. So good job by Daniels. But that's what you can do when you got the super fast QBs. Little Lamar. This is like Little Lamar, this guy. They should start calling him Little Lamar. It reminds me of him. You got to wonder. So now it's 1st down. And then Tampa Bay can't stop the clock. So now you got to run the ball, even though they're in. Okay, they're just setting up for the field goal. He's just kneeling down. So you just do kneel downs, milk the clock out, and do it that way. Get it to the point of the field where the kicker likes it, and get it down to 2 seconds, and call your timeout. So well done by Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury. Not so well done by Todd Bowles and your Buccaneers. Not so well done, Mr. Bowles. All right, so the kicker is named Zane Gonzalez. Gonzalez going to go for the field goal. Zane Gonzalez seems to be awfully concerned with his hair right now. Zane Gonzalez, he's already made 2 field goals, one for 52, one for 22. The score is 20-20, 3 seconds remaining in the ball game. Nobody has any more timeouts. It's 2nd down and 14. That does not matter. They're going for the game-winning field goal right here. It is a 37-yard attempt for Zane Gonzalez. TL ruins the suspense. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you being a jerk. Gonzalez, dink and doink and good night, Todd Bowles. Question is now, is that the end of Todd Bowles as a head coach for the Buccaneers? The Buccaneers fans probably saying, yes, sir. So Dan Quinn, and think about the Commanders. Think about their season. They won 12 games. They got a rookie quarterback. They got a new head coach, new general manager, new owner, new everything. They're going to get a new stadium here in the next 5 to 6 years or so. And they're able to go to the playoffs in the first year of Dan Quinn era and a rookie quarterback. And they get a playoff win to boot. So you got to appreciate that for the Commanders. Gonzalez, it was a chip shot and ball just tailed. Doink, it's in. Wow. Well, they all count the same. It's still 3 points, even if you doink it. Still 3 points, even if you doink it. And the Bucs will forever wonder about their clock management, letting them basically eat up all of the clock so that if they make a field goal, you got nothing left. So Dan Quinn and the Quinniacs able to get a win. Quinn for the win. Bowles for the searching of the souls. And Baker Mayfield's season, what a great season Baker Mayfield had, goes down in flames. That key fumble at a key time really cost him. But really, clock management down the stretch, letting them basically milk the entire clock. And Mike Evans again, 1,000 yards once again. He's out of there. Another year down the tubes of Mike Evans. So I guess Sean Latimer gets the last laugh, or Sean Latimer, Marshawn Latimer gets the, what the hell is this? Gets the last laugh. So we'll see what happens with Todd Bowles. The Buccaneer fans, Todd Bowles has got to go, man. Dude sucks ass as a head coach. I wish Todd Bowles wasn't the head coach or defensive coordinator. These are Bucs fans. Fire head coach. This person says, good season, boys. We'll get him next time. There's an optimistic fan there. Commanders doinked their way to victory, now headed to Detroit. Yeah, so Detroit should win that game, but well, we'll see. Thank God we lost tonight. Baker fumbled, sure, but our secondary and Todd Bowles sold tonight. Fire Todd Bowles. I'm over him. The Baker fumble did not lose this game. They lost because their defense is incapable of forcing turnovers, this guy says. This forces the offense to play perfectly, and when they make a mistake and turn it over, the game is lost. Reasonable take. And that's the Bucs season. Don't worry, I'll wait. At least we went out with a fight. See y'all next season. Some of these people are optimistic. Fire the head coach. So we'll see what happens with Todd Bowles. That could be another opening in the NFL. As far as the head coaches go, if they decide to fire him. All talking about the doinks. Doink, 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 doink for the W. Doink the field goal. I feel bad for Baker Mayfield, says Josina Anderson. Had a great season. Yeah, but he's going to wish he didn't do that fumble. That's not good. All right. So there you go. Another playoff game in the books. All right. Thank you for joining me here on Frankie After Dark, I guess we'll call it. See you guys next time. Maybe I'll do tomorrow night, Monday night game. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how tomorrow goes. It's already 11:11 on the East Coast here, so time for bed. So I hope you all had a decent time. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons. Thank you all for everything. All we'll see you next